about maps. We're getting into the map veto now. We're going to see where we're going to be going and where exactly these teams want to take us. Now, remember, it is one ban for each team, and then we have one pick for each team. Then we ban out the remaining maps until we get to our decider. So, with this, you can't really lose the map bans.
No, I mean, like we've been talking about this over the last couple of evenings, that it does make it a little bit better. You can really just take away one map that you either really don't want to play, or you know that your opponent is very, very good on.
It was kind of weird during the Space Station game, though, because it was either you ban Oregon or you ban Consulate. They couldn't ban them both.
Yeah.
You had to give August at least one of their really good maps, and I think we're going to see something very similar here, so that we see Bank is actually going to get banned out, surprisingly. I was kind of thinking that we're going to see a Bank today.
I would have expected Empire to maybe be comfortable enough to leave Bank in at this point. So it is a little bit of a surprise to see that one out there. Villa obviously getting banned out as well. So our maps are going to be Clubhouse. That's going to be Empire's pick. And I think we may just be waiting for LeStream's pick to come through there. Oh, it's Coastline.
Sorry,
the logo
very dark. It's a very
is a little bit
dark logo.
Is a little bit dark.
Trekkers casters here, but there we go. We are going to have Coastline, Clubhouse, and our decider will be Consulate here. So it should be a very exciting match. What do we think about these maps?
Yeah, pretty exciting. I think that you know, Coastline is a map that we've seen a couple of times already now. We've seen it flip and flop on whether, you know, which side it's going to be more favoured towards. So, you know, it could be a little bit more attacker favoured. We did see it going yesterday in that kind of a direction.
Yeah.
But, you know, it all comes down to the operator bans, as we've seen, you know, previously.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to talk a little bit about LeStream as well. So we've seen them pull off some pretty impressive things recently in Pro League. They did pretty well there. Obviously, with Uno and Aces coming into the mix now, two of the top fraggers from Pro League last season as well. Well, not for Uno, but definitely for Aces. But Uno's been doing pretty well himself. I remember as well when Uno was playing for Ents and they went through Challenger League, when they played against Trainhard in the playoffs, it was very, very close to Ents getting knocked out by them. But a lot of it was saved by Uno on the fragging role as Maverick. So definitely one of those players to look out for.
Yeah, it's something that we have talked about. You can't always rely on the individualistic plays of a player to, you know, be able to repeat that kind of a performance. So they're really going to want to look to support him as a team and make sure that they don't, you know, put too much weight on his shoulders or too much pressure to have to perform in that kind of a way. But you almost look over onto the side of Empire, and you know, a player like Joystick can be very influential on how the game or how the map actually plays out just through his fragging capability. And I know that that's all based off the support network that they've got as a team, with the information and supporting him to be able to enter and to pick up those early kills. So it's going to come down to big individual plays, but it's going to be how the teams can work together in order to be able to allow the players to play in that kind of a way.
Do you want to take us through the map stats here and see what kind of maps we've been seeing from these teams so far? Yeah,
we can have a quick look. So Empire, they've not really favoured any map all too much. They've played Clubhouse twice so far. So again, quite a thin showing of maps. They've got a large spread, but they've only played every map once, and like I say, Coastline twice. So no real, you know, nothing really to go off there. And LeStream, of course, losing on Oregon. So, you know, maybe Empire really wanted to play club. They fancied themselves on it. LeStream have played club twice as well. So both teams having pretty good form on Clubhouse within this qualifiers.
And we've seen Clubhouse quite a lot already.
Yeah, we have.
Well, it's a very weird map so far. We talked a lot about how it is very defender-sided traditionally, but I think, as I said, I've brought it up pretty much every single time that we've had Clubhouse, that if there's not a hard breacher banned, it does go into the favour of attackers.
I think tonight we may see the hard breacher ban. I'd like to see it purely from a point of it really makes things interesting for the defenders and maybe a little bit easier in some cases, just because of how much you can deny actually getting open.
Yeah.
Because as the attackers, as we've seen, the attackers can kind of just run away with Clubhouse. We saw it in the first evening against NA.
Yeah.
I think it was 13 rounds went to the side of attack and 3 rounds went to the side of defense. There was no hard breacher ban. Maverick was available. And all of a sudden, it just really starts to be a bit of a landslide in the attacker's favour. So it all lives and dies in the operator bans, as it does, you know, pretty much all the time now.
We also had that one map during the NA. Well, yeah, overall you are right, but during that one map during NA, it was 9 rounds that went to the attack.
Was it 9?
12,
yeah.
But
yeah, it was a large portion. I think maybe a bit 12 overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it has been 12 overall. But yeah, it has been very, very weird to see Clubhouse be so attacker-sided recently. One thing I will point out is that when we saw Liquid playing, they pull out some really weird strategies with the Twitch, but we are finally ready to get into LeStream versus Team Empire. It's going to be their first map here on Clubhouse. Should be a very exciting matchup indeed. And I'm very interested to see what the map bans are here, because if the map bans go the way, the operate bans go the way they think they are, then we should see a defender-sided map, and Team Empire should be able to take big advantage. Now, we did see Team Empire play Secret on this map, and they did very, very well there to completely tear apart Secret's attack. I wonder if LeStream's actually going to ban the Asher.
They definitely could do. It's something that... Oh, they're going to ban the Zofia.
That is a very interesting ban. I like that it's an interesting ban. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be, though.
I don't know how effective that is at all, really. I would have expected the Ash ban just to really try and target Joystick, but
yep.
The Zofia ban there just seems a little bit out of the ordinary, so it is going to leave both the hard breaches available.
Yeah, and then we see the Echo getting banned out by LeStream. This leaves Empire potentially probably going to be banning out the Mirror here, just because Team Empire don't tend to run Mirror here, and also if they have the Maestro available and the Zofia's banned, it's definitely going to give them a slight advantage here, because you know, you're going to be allowed to bring that soft destruction that Zofia is great at destroying those Maestro camps with, and there we go, the Mirror ban is going to come through as predicted. So there are our bans. It's going to be Zofia, Maverick, Echo, and Mirror.
Yeah, and we did see a little bit of almost uncertainty yesterday when Mirror was actually let through the banning phase, that it kind of gave players a bit too much available at the disposal, and by choosing the Mirror, it was almost like some of the defenses weren't quite working out as intended, because obviously Mirror does see quite a high ban rate indeed. So moving on into the picks now, and we can see already that Karzeka is going to be 6ing off the Vigil, and just changing over onto the dock there. So a bit of a you know, from one extreme to the other, I guess, from a pretty serious roaming operator in Vigil to a nice good anchor operator there on dock for Karzeka. They're going to be taking us up to CCTV and Cash for their first defensive round. So we can see that we're going to have Scyther there is going to be placing one of his Evil Eyes over in construction. I would maybe anticipate the second one gets placed over somewhere near garage as well. As I mean, this is quite a typical hold that we've seen a couple of times now. I've watched Clubhouse, I think on all of the evenings so far. It's certainly been one of the maps that's fallen, you know, quite a long way into favour and into meta with these teams at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. We have seen Clubhouse quite a bit recently. And this is a fairly standard lineup coming out from both teams here. You know, just having the double hard breach here, we talked about a bunch. It does put it into the favor of attackers a little bit, but if you play around the Maverick ban, you can put this quite heavily into your favor. So we'll see how Empire play around that. I think Empire going into this are definitely the favorites, and LeStream are going to have their work cut out for them, but it's going to be very interesting to see how exactly it's going to work out.
Yeah, I think, you know, LeStream are certainly... I don't want to even use the word underdogs, but they're going to get a nice couple of points of damage there, and Uno is going to find the head of Joystick. That's a pretty big kill to just enter on in. Very unusual angle for Uno to be entering there down the dirt tunnel. It really isn't something that you would have expected, and you can see there that he's not even really had to use a breaching charge to get that. That may even been a hole that the defenders have made up for a run out. I'm not sure at this point, but to get a nice little pick there downstairs in Arsenal and then just be able to rotate all the way back up and go and assist your team with the push, you can't argue with that in the first few seconds.
Yeah, really good pick going out from that, and also just to note that Uno is using the Invitational skin as well in his R4C, so definitely very interesting coming out from him. But we're going to move into round number 1. Don't forget, Uno did actually play the Invitational last year, with his team Ents, and that he was actually the newest addition to that roster. So we will see round number 1 getting underway, looking very, very, very good indeed for LeStream already, as they'll pick Shockwave. And a Joystick already off the board, looking very, very good for them. But oh my god, Hicks just shuts down Karzeka before he can even peek anything out. And now looking very, very bad for Team Empire. So 5v2, LeStream is all theirs right now.
Empire have suffered a couple of big losses there, especially Karzeka on Garage Catwalk. That's not something that you do want to be losing. Scyther is going to be getting ready to put some shots down onto the Book of Rise, but at this point there's not enough defenders left to hold the site, and he's going to be redeployed elsewhere, but it does allow him to avoid the grenade. The grenades are going to be flying in. The drones are coming in as well. He's going to peek out the angle onto East. Doesn't quite manage to land his shots. He's getting pinched from both sides. He picks up one kill, but Uno's going to trade him straight back out. Shepard now is the last man standing on the smoke. Does manage to get it down and is detonating some toxic bays. Will the plant be going down in this scenario? Is now going to be fully flashed as Uno is just trying to gather a bit of information. The plant has gone down. More stun grenades coming through for Shepard. He's in a very tough spot here. He's going to pick up the kill onto the down player of Uno. 3 versus 1 now with the diffuser planted. He does pick up a second one onto Aces. He's making this a little bit easier for himself, picking these 1v1 engagements. Is he going to be able to find these last 2 kills? He's not really well equipped with his weaponry to do so. He might even just try and go for a long arm here, but that sound cue is almost certainly going to be heard by Hicks. Is Hicks going to be able to get this kill? He is. Hicks does take out Shepard. Great try from Shepard. I think there wasn't a lot else that he could have done in that situation other than just try to get the defuse, because if he'd have exposed himself to the east balcony, it would have been good night. So very close there, but a good opening round there for LeStream.
Amazing amount of early kills coming out from LeStream as well. Already taking out Joystick that early gives them pretty much complete map control at that point. Kazeku was put in a really bad situation as well because the east wall got opened up really early, and he was trying to refrag off of Joystick as well, and he was trying to stop the book from opening up stuff from below. I really think that LeStream did everything perfectly there, including their post plan. It was amazing. The amount of flashes that came down completely delayed the retake, and that allowed them to reposition for a really good post plan situation, because if there's a smoke in a post plan, you don't want to be anywhere near him. As you said, he doesn't really have the weaponry to take long-range engagements.
No, and if they'd have been close-range engagements with that shotgun, we've already seen what that shotgun can do at close range, and it is an absolute beast. So yeah, like you say, the stun grenades there that were coming out, they probably bought LeStream an extra 15 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, which was just enough time for them to get themselves out of harm's way. Empire, however, they're going to opt to go to the same location again. At this point, we've seen a lot of teams, they do like to favour going to the same location twice before trying to change things up. There's certainly no harm in doing so, as I don't believe that Joystick dies that early every single round. It was a little bit of a, I guess it was good drone work from the side of LeStream, but I don't think that he's going to fall for the same mistake twice.
Yeah, hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not. And we'll see how LeStream take their second attack here. Empire not looking too good all of a sudden. This is very interesting from them. But as I said, with 2 hard breaches, this does tend to be attacker-sided, so I wouldn't really take too much away from from Empire right now. We'll see exactly how this is going to get underway. Empire taking pretty much the exact same roster here, and so will LeStream.
Like we said, there's not really been anything that's gone too heavily wrong on either side, so there's no real need to change things up all too much. I think maybe one of the only additions you could make if you were on the side of Empire would be a Legion. Legion always an operator that's very handy to have, especially when we're going to have the Book of Rise just going to be harassing from underneath. Uno's going to be so close to getting a kill, but Joystick does manage to flick and find his head, getting traded straight out though by Alfama. So he's made his way all the way through into construction now, and he's holding a pretty aggressive angle. I'm not sure if Joystick knew that he was there. It seemed as though Joystick was going to get pinched either way there, and it's pretty fortunate he did manage to find a kill, before they found him. The push is going to come through the construction area, and sorry, the bedroom side, with Rise able to open up quite a bit of the wall there, but just really struggling to deal with this Maestro, and that's why it can be so difficult to use frag grenades on Maestro cameras.
He also actually missed the second nade as well, and if the Maestro camera just not shot anything, he would just waste the 2 nades for basically no point. But halfway into the round now, we are going to see LeStream just make their push onto the site itself. This is actually not looking that great for them because they've already lost Ash, and while Ash for a Jaeger is a bit of a 1-for-1 trade, Empire are looking in a much better position than they were last time. They still have this east wall closed. They still have a lot of control where they didn't previously, but Rise is going to make short work of that. I love when people play Book down here, and it happens so rarely.
It just allows you such an angle into the site. You can really open things up. You can see there he's working off information, he's working off pings, he's forcing the players on Empire to move around in the site, which will in turn force them into crossfires that have already been established by LeStream upstairs, and it just makes downstairs to be a very uncomfortable place for the defenders to be. But like you say, Empire are doing the right thing. They're just holding strong at the moment. They don't have to peak all too much. The time is running down in their favour, and LeStream are running out of time and utility in terms of trying to get anything open here to try and execute this push in the final 30 seconds.
And the final 30 seconds, we will go down. Flashes are going to come through. Alfama makes the first entry there, but Scytho works back. Shepard gets a kill as well, and it's a 2v3, but there we go. All the kills just come through in a flurry from Empire, and they take round number 2. And a disaster of an attack coming out from LeStream, completely different to what we just saw from them.
Just the polar opposite of the first round, like you say there. Empire just doing everything they needed to do. I think a factor in that was Joystick played a little bit more conservatively. He wasn't downstairs in Arsenal. He wasn't down in blue. He was upstairs in bedroom. He got traded out straight away, but it was a big kill that he got onto Ash. It removed the ability to deal with the Evil Eye cameras quickly. We lost the nades off the book in trying to deal with the Evil Eye cameras, which would have been really handy to maybe push the bandit off the east wall. And it's small little details like that that can really shape the way that a round plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point to make as well, that when there's no Zofia on the table, the Ashe all of a sudden becomes insanely important when there's a Maestro available to Team Empire. And yeah, you saw how Book was really struggling to get that Maestro cam out of construction, and it just shows that nades is not an easy way to get rid of Maestro cams normally. But we're going to move through into round number 3. Team Empire are going to go downstairs to the Arsenal room and church defense. What do you think of this defense normally?
I quite like this defense. We've talked about it multiple times in that it's very important the defenders bring enough impact grenades to be able to keep hatches closed. Impact tricking is something that has just become invaluable in trying to keep control of kitchen hatch. If you can keep control of that hatch and even better, waste the attacker's utility on opening it in terms of the X-Kairos and the exothermic charges, it can really make your job as a defender a lot easier in the later stage of the round, because it does tend to be a little bit of a bloodbath in the dying seconds. This objective, that's what we usually tend to see on club.
Yeah, it definitely tends to be. We also don't tend to see too much of heavy roam, which is why the Vigil was 6 picked from Karzeka there onto the Pulse, which is good. And yeah, like the Pulse is great here as well, and also LeStream have not been taking IQ so far. So yeah, I think that's a really good pick coming out there from Empire, and they should be able to hold on to Kitchen as he goes. But Joystick getting very aggressive here on Secret to see what he can do, but so far not getting any kills for his time. But the Maestro Cam is going to cover his retreat. Blue Hatch is going to get opened up there. Aces though.
Blue Hatch is something that, you know, that's pretty standard to get open. You don't really leave yourself much option, but Karzeka is going to come out with that early Nitro kill onto Rise, removing Book, and that's going to make keeping hold of Kitchen Hatch a heck of a lot easier for the defenders. They're not going to be getting so much pressure. You can see there Ash is now having to use those really precious Ash rounds on the floor, and they're going to want to be saved for Maestro cams later on. So again, it's this Book and Ash sort of combination which the Maestro can just cause so much devastation to the utility that those two operators possess. You can see now the players of Empire are tucking themselves away in the northeast corner of the site. They don't need to expose themselves. They're just going to be getting ready with impacts in hand to trick the hatch to deny that entry for the attackers.
Yeah, and you make a good point there as well, that Empire have been giving themselves lots of breathing room by getting an early pick, or a very early important pick, and denying utility, and they're just hiding, because you don't need to peek at that point. You could just waste time, and LeStream have to make the attack for themselves. This is not looking good for LeStream, because they don't really seem to know where exactly they want to take the push from. And I can't really blame them at this point, because losing the Book that early is not good, but that is very good. Uno does get the entry kill there onto Shockwave. Very good from him. Ash charges will go down as well. And they're looking very, very good for a church take here all of a sudden.
Yeah, losing the impacts there on Shockwave. How many times do we see a Legion dying that's just trying to get that Legion man in a slightly better situation? It is unfortunate that, well, unfortunate for him that Uno was able to find his head. You can see now Uno just gathering some last second information as we go into the final 30 seconds, as the push is certainly going to have to come out. Alpha Mount there going to pick up the kill onto Scyther, as Uno is very aware that someone's going to be playing in the dirt tunnel, and he does find the head of Shepard. All of a sudden looking very good for LeStream. Second kill is going to come through, all down to Joystick now. He's picked up his first kill. The diffuser is in the hands, and it is going to be going down any second now. Joystick on a roam, just trying to get through to Church. Aces is going to be covering the flank and pick up that final kill. Another round on the board for LeStream.
A great attempt from Team Empire coming out, a very early advantage for them. But honestly, I think a lot of this match is going to be Uno versus Joystick. It's going to be whoever gets that entry first is going to win the round.
It definitely could be. I mean, you say that, but Empire got the first blood that round onto the Book. So onto Rise. I understand what you're saying, but I mean the way that Uno was allowed to just walk into site there, pick up the head of the Legion, pick up the head of the guy in the dirt tunnel, and just sort of progress on. It does sort of make him quite a force to be reckoned with at that point if he's able to just to do that on an Ash with, you know, if that was a Monty that was doing that with someone backing him up, you can maybe understand it a little bit more, but he kind of just walked into the site for free there.
Yeah, he did Ashmane his way in there. We are going to see round number 4 getting underway. Team Empire going to go again down to the Arsenal room. And Church defense, I will say again that, you know, 2 hard breaches does mean, in my opinion, this is going to be fairly attacker-sided. So I think it's going to be all down to Empire to see how many defenses they can win in this first half. But at the moment, it's not really looking good for them. LeStream have been really good at kind of adapting their attack and playing very well around Uno. Losing that book so early on could potentially lose you the round right there and then, because you really just lost a huge amount of utility. And as we said, Maestro camps become that much harder to deal with, but not only that, now Empire know you have to go for a church take.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, and like you say, going for the church take, it can be a little bit more difficult, purely because you've got to really commit yourself as the Thermite to be able to get that wall open, because it is more typically the Thermite that is going to use only one of the charges to open that wall, as opposed to Nirvana, where we'd have to use 3, and then that removes some hatch capability as well. I think if you're able to get kitchen hatch open for only 1 or 2x Kairos, you're probably in a pretty good position to be able to then push onto that church wall as well, because we have seen that it's very important. You've got sort of a double-pronged attack, and the attack rounds that we've seen historically that have worked really well on Clubhouse, they've always incorporated a little bit of control of blue, which the guy from blue does tend to wait until some control of tunnel is gained and the hatch, and then they all kind of make it very difficult for the defenders to operate in the site. I'd maybe like to see LeStream take advantage of the blue stairs area now, just to provide a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, you are right. Like, taking blue can be a pretty important part of this, but it does tend to be more about if you're going to go for an Arsenal take than about a church take. But you know, cutting off that road take can do you no harm at all. We'll see how round number 4 gets underway as we see Empire again holding down Arsenal room, and again with pretty much the exact same lineup. And Empire and LeStream both haven't really been changing anything about their lineups. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I think if it doesn't, you know, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. Ooh, Ace is going to find the head of Karzeka there. He's even got the heartbeat scanner in his hand, and he's just thrown a C4 and missed. He should have realised that there was going to be a player somewhere else. Shock there, managing to pick up the head of Aces against all odds. Working upwards on those angles is never easy. So that's a really big kill to take out the Hibana, especially after just losing the pulse. It's going to deny a lot of hard walls to be opened by the team of LeStream, and you can see now the push is going to start to come as they just claymore off blue to make sure that they're not going to get flanked at any sort of late stage. Moto hatch there is going to be open, which is going to be one of their options, but now it's going to be down to Hicks to use his last exothermic on kitchen hatch. If this gets impact tricked, it's going to make it very difficult for LeStream.
It won't, but he will manage to get that open. So this is all looking very, very good for LeStream, and flashbangs are going to come through Moto, but 45 seconds left to go on the clock. LeStream are starting to run out of time. We've seen some last pushes coming out from them before, but purely off of the back of Uno's entry frag ability. Let's see how he's going to progress here. And as flashbangs further are going to come down, like Moto drops are going to come down as well. Smokes go out from Shepard, and he's trying to desperately deny all of this. Ryan's going to try and hold down this grenade as he pushes into blue and should be able to take out this Maestro camp easy as that. Opens it up and goes for the pre-fires. He's going to drop all the way down. Ryan's trying to get in, and when he does take down Joystick, and that's a 4v3. That's exactly the entry they just needed. Scyther will refrag. Now it's a 3v3. Shockwave holding down onto Dirt will push out. Scyther picks up another. There goes Alphamir. It's all 2v3. It's all down to Hicks and Uno. The diffuser will go down in the back of Arsenal. But Shockwave with a great kill onto Hicks. We'll try and get another one. Get instantly traded out by Uno. It's all down to him in a 1v2 post plan. He has the plan down and he has the kills. He gets another one to Shepard. And Uno with a 3k to finish it off. Oh my god. LeStream take round number 4. But the skin of their teeth and just off the back of Uno. Oh my god.
I really enjoy how you said this is all going to come down to Uno at the start of that round, and then he picks up a really nice finishing clutch in a post-plant situation where it really looked as though Empire should have just picked up that last kill, got the defuse, you know, another round on the board for them, but no. Uno saying...
They call him the Uno Meister for a reason.
The Uno Meister. He's done a great job there to pick up that round. It's an important point as well, and it's showing that, you know, Clubhouse is this evening again running a little bit in the favour of the attackers. Empire did a great job round number 2 to pick up CCTV. That's where we're going to be going back to now, and they've got to be feeling okay about themselves. I'm sure that they're not letting this get to their heads all too much, because they surely were expecting this coming into this map.
Pretty sure I know who's feeling pretty good about themselves right now. That's Uno.
Maybe the guy that's on 7-2, eh?
7-2, but only into round number 5, and I'm already jumping out my seat in the first map of the best of 3, or the first best of 3 that we've had. Should be some exciting matches coming down, some more exciting rounds. Don't forget, Clubhouse was Empire's pick here as well. and them being down 3-1 already is not looking great for them.
No, and it shows good, good on-the-fly adaptation from the team of LeStream, purely because you can never really prepare for an attack in the same way that you can prepare for a defense. Your attacking rounds are often almost pre-decided for you in terms of how the defense sets up. You've kind of got to play into that a little bit more. There's things that you can do, certainly, but you're kind of limited by how the defense set up. So if this is Empire's pick and they're setting the site up in the way that they want, it could make it difficult for them when they come onto the attack, as they're going to have to deal with the way that LeStream is setting the site up. But like we've said, Clubhouse maybe a little bit attacker favoured currently, especially with these operator bans. If you're starting Empire now, are you wondering, should we maybe abandon the hard breach, because LeStream have consistently brought 2?
Yeah, no, that is very, very true. I think that we were kind of expected to see the hard breach ban coming through, and maybe we'll see Clubhouse in our next matchup when Vitality play later this evening. Hopefully we will see another hard breach ban, but as I said before, if you're going into this and you're thinking you're not having the strategic advantage, I feel like you need to do something weird, but I think LeStream, they did something weird by banning the Zofia, and I think that's actually going to affect Empire's attack quite a lot, because while we did see it on that particular attack, it wasn't doing well for them. They're wasting a lot of utility, taking out the Maestro cams. I think Empire's going to suffer a lot more for it, because LeStream have managed to find 3 rounds, mostly off the back of, just pushing in and getting kills. But also, they've been able to deal with the Maestro cams pretty effectively, regardless of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of occasions where we've maybe seen a couple of grenades that have missed the mark for the Evil Eyes. But like you say, the Zofia does provide good utility, and something that's quite often overlooked on the Zofia is the concussive lifelines. They're so good for being able to tell if someone's just hiding around a corner in the site. Hicks is actually going to be down. He has opened the east wall, but the diffuser is going to be down at his feet, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get revived here. I'm sure that there's a team member of Empire waiting to try and bait this kill out, as Rise isn't really wanting to go for that revive just yet. It's probably going to be down to Aces to ensure that gets picked up, and you can see there that Shock is going to peek out and pick the kill up onto the Book. I'm not sure if that's a very worthwhile sacrifice at that point. Thermite's already done his job in opening the wall, and I think there's a lot more value left in the Book in the final minute to open up the floor.
There is, but I don't think the Book expected this guy to just wide peek out as soon as that drop came down from Aces, but he did, and he got the kill. Very well played indeed. They need the Thermite back if they want to do for a construction push instead. So I don't mind them trying to revive the Thermite, but yeah, the Book going down that early, that's not great. Joystick's still going to be on the roam down here, and Balloon is going to get punished by Alpha, picks him up for free, but Shockwave finds yet another. Uno Meister himself is going to be eliminated. And that's the fuser down outside. Alpha will recover it, however. This is not looking too good all of a sudden for LeStream. It's a 3 versus 4. Empire looking very, very good to hold on to all of this at the moment, but they do have their entry. LeStream do put flashbangs into the top of Garage and trying to make their way in. Aces gets the entry kill there that they needed. Karzek is out of it, and now it's the 3v3. But LeStream are in a very dangerous and precarious position right now. We'll try and push all the way in. Shockwave still holding down the flank and still holding down the push. The diffuser will start going down behind Serverex. Oh, Shockwave just gets all the way in. He gets down the diffuser as well. So 1v3, and Shockwave with a 4K shuts all down the stream. And that's Team Empire who take round number 5. Pretty much off of the back of Shockwave. We've seen some great individual plays already today, and Shockwave is no surprise to be one of those doing it.
I really love that vault from Cash into CCTV there that he did. It just allowed him so much. There was no exposure that it gave up because it was opening quite a high level of the wall, so there wasn't really much exposure. It's great for throwing smoke grenades over or C4s, but to be able to jump over there and manage to get the planter and then just move on into the guy in Garage, he'll have known at that point that he got the diffuser down because he saw it, but you could tell he was just hungry for blood. He wanted to get some more kills on the board.
The big thing about that vault as well is he vaulted as someone else pushed out the door, so either way he's going to down a plant. And the big thing about vaulting in general is it just kind of throw you forward a little bit further. So he's really not that far away from it. The diffuser's going down in realistic time terms. But Karzeka, again with a 6-pick from the Vigil onto the Pulse. As we'll see another downstairs defense coming out from Empire. Now, this was a very, very close round. We saw this last defense. Empire almost took back the retake with a 3v1. But it was all down to the Uno Meister. And I honestly still think a lot of these rounds are coming down to whether Uno is alive or not right at the last second.
Well, we could see last time that Uno was taken out at around the halfway point of the round, I believe, and it did influence the way that the round played out in the end because he wasn't there to be able to pick up the kills in the final few seconds. He wasn't there to be able to establish a bit of a crossfire. Because don't forget, I think if LeStream had somebody playing on the east balcony where the east wall had been opened, it would have been a lot more difficult for Shock to make that rotation and kill the planter at that point.
It definitely would have been. I also want to point out that the only other round then that Empire won was when Uno was the opening death to Joystick in the bedroom. So, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it is awfully seeming like Uno is a big, key, critical component to LeStream's attack.
Uno OP at this stage, maybe?
Potentially. But we will move through into LeStream's final attack here on Clubhouse. Things looking pretty even across the board, however, and Empire looking to find their third round on defense. If they tie things up 3 apiece, it should go pretty well for them into the advantage. As I said, this is kind of attack-decided if there's 2 hard breaches. It is very hard to tell, though, because we see some pretty back-and-forth rounds so far. Oh my god. Uno just gets all the way down there. Kazeka is going to be caught with his pants down, and Uno Meister himself will get the opening kill of the round. Team Empire already losing their Nitro and their Pulse info.
That's huge. I can't believe there's not a Legion Mine on the stairs, and now Legion's going to lose his life as well. Uno just walking in and picking up kills for free. Joystick going to stem the flow and get a kill onto Alfama, and that is going to take out the Capital. That's going to allow him to rotate back down into blue and get onto the site where he is so desperately needed at this point. As Uno's just been able to wreak havoc from the bottom of main stairs, he's still able to hold the angle. B site is entirely clear at this point, and we've only got defenders over in A. If Uno holds that for another few seconds, he's got a good chance of picking up another player as well. But he's going to rotate off it and just make sure that he can't, you know, maybe pick up a kill from the hatch. This is great game sense from Uno at this point. I'm sure that he's got people droning for him. If he looks a little bit to the left, he might pick that kill up, but I'm not sure if he is going to. Rise there comes out with a really nice grenade kill onto Shepard. Uno is desperately searching for that kill, but Joystick is going to find Uno before Uno finds Joystick. 3 versus 2 in these final few seconds. 2 versus 2 as Joystick picks up another. Joystick's not making he's not making any mistakes now. He's not taking any prisoners. He definitely wants to pick up this round. We've got Scyther watching the Moto door as Rise is just on the other side of that, waiting for the push to come down in the final 50 seconds.
Yeah, the final 50 seconds ellipsing right now as Rise will try and make his way in. Hicks, they've really got to try and push Dirt. Sorry, they're really good push Church or into Arsenal, but Joystick will shut all of that down with his 3rd kill of the round. Hicks will go down, and now it's all down to Rise in a 1v2 situation. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. It's not looking too good for Rise. He doesn't have any frag grenades. He does have control of the diffuser. Goes round, desperately trying to find his entry, but Rise will take so many hits right now, and the pre-fires will start to come through. Joystick still holding down onto Arsenal very, very well indeed, and Rise just has absolutely no entry. He has no time, and he has no options. He'll reload, he'll try and take a breath, he'll try and push through, but he misses the cross. Oh no, this is not looking good for him at all. And we'll still see Scyther holding down to Church. He holds down the cross. Rise will take the one-on-one, but he can't find the kill. Scyther will take him down successfully. Team Empire firing round number 6, and will even things up at 3 apiece.
As Team Empire, you've got to be really happy with that first round, or first phase, should I say. To be able to come out of Clubhouse at 3 apiece, it shows that they've done very well there. I think that could have really been a long way further in LeStream's favour with them starting out on attack and the utility that they have at their disposal from doing so. So I think you've got to be very pleased as Empire there with that result.
I think as well that Empire are going to be pretty pleased that, especially Joystick, because they're going on to the attack. I think this could be the first time we've seen Joystick on the Ash in a long time.
Yeah, he's kind of been forced over onto the Jackal in recent weeks, hasn't he? A lot of target bans coming out for Joystick on the Ash, but it seems as though LeStream, well, I guess Uno probably wanted Ash as much as Joystick did at that stage because he had a great showing with him in that first phase.
Yeah, and I think that's why the Zofia ban came through, because they didn't want to put Uno on the Zofia when he's had such a great entry ability on the Ash. We've already seen that go through, but now it's Joystick's turn. Now it's Joystick's turn to play around with the Ash. He's had a great performance as Jaeger already as well. Let's see how it goes down as we move to round number 7. With the first attack round coming out from Team Empire, the Russians. Let's see how they do with it.
We're going to see a slightly different bomb site, not one that we've seen before during the qualifiers that we've casted from here. We're going to see Bar. I quite like this. It's not something that we've seen. We've kind of asked for it a couple of times. After the rework, there's arguments either way as to whether it is more or less viable than previously. What do you think about this?
I don't think this is great, honestly. I know that it's different, and I do like to see different things. My only problem with this site is there's not really a lot of cover, so a lot of it's going to come down to gunfighting. And I feel like Empire have a slight advantage here. If Uno isn't on the board, that is. But Uno's actually been playing on the castle here, kind of surprisingly. Although, actually not that surprising, because he has been playing the castle a decent amount recently. I think maybe he really just likes the UMP, and that's why he'll take the castle up.
I think the UMP is a great gun, and you know, if you've got the ability and the gun skill that that Uno has, then you know any gun's going to be a good one. But yeah, the UMP can be very accurate. It's interesting that they've chosen to go down to bar, sorry, and Empire Glaz is available, but maybe not. You know, Empire maybe not expecting this bomb site pick coming out here from LeStream.
That's interesting you mentioned the Glaz available, because we haven't seen the Glaz yet at all in any of the qualifier games, and this is the first time we've seen him not get banned. So this is definitely very interesting as we move through into round number 7. Empire holding on very well indeed. It's like Joystick is just going to try and watch for any kind of run out that he can. I think he really wants to make his entry, and he's waiting for people to start to drone him in, and there we go, he will make his entry, but he knows there's someone up in the top of the garage who go for the pre-fires, but Aces will be holding on just as easily. He'll try and peek it out. This is a really dangerous battle for Joystick to try and take. Oh, he'll whiff the flashbang, that's not good. What he needs is the Capitao from Shepard to rotate and take Aces out.
Look at how much time Aces is able to waste there. Even if the flashbang had got there, Aces has got one of his ADSs right at his feet, so that's going to cause him, you know, a little bit of a safe area to be able to operate in. You know, Joystick there waiting for a bit of drone information, waiting to make the push. I think the push has got to come from somewhere else at that point, or they've got to deploy more bodies to be able to deal with Aces on that catwalk.
I'm not sure what Shockwave was doing there, but I think he was having a bit of issues on his rappel. It's kind of hard, it's kind of dangerous as well. Because you've got to just throw that rappel up there and just hope it clinks onto something. But we'll see Shockwave getting all the way up here. Looks like he will be opening up construction here as well. And we'll see how exactly that's going to go down. Joystick has made his way all the way through into the basement right now. This could be a really good opportunity for him. It's going to be Karzeka, however, who does get the opening kill of the round. Uno Meister already off the board. That is a really good opening kill as well, considering position-wise where it just happened.
Yeah, especially with the form that Uno's been showing this map so far, certainly a good idea to try and target one of the guys that's going off in terms of kills at the moment. But a very slow push here from Empire. I mean, we're moving into the final 35 seconds or so of the round. They've not really gained all too much control of upstairs. I'm not sure if maybe that Ash charge perhaps missed onto the Maestro, or if it did actually manage to detonate it anyway, but Joystick's made his way into the bar, so this is what you were talking about it being very open once you actually get into the site, and he's going to be looking for any kills that he can, but there's a very good cross been developed by the members of LeStream. Joystick's going to pick up that kill. I'm not sure how he didn't fall down the hatch. He's going to go for a second as well, and he manages to get that one. Alpha Man there, the last man standing, 1 versus 4. Shots are going to come through from Scyther, and it's going to be enough. Team Empire are going to win their first attacking round.
And as I said, I really think that that's a good site to take if you're against maybe a team that's a little bit too organized, if you know what I mean, that they're relying a little bit too much on strategy. They potentially just don't really dry run that area. And I remember Tune Squad, which is Talon's new team, I talked about that a little bit during the NA qualifiers, that yeah, that they go there and it completely throws off teams because no one has any idea to take it. But Empire, they were seeming a little bit at the start there that they didn't really know what to do, but then Joystick just said, you know what, I'm just going to go below, I'm just going to go into the site, I'm just going to kill people. And that's exactly what he did. It's
the stamp of a good team that's able to, they had a very slow start to the round, and we were sort of watching Joystick there waiting outside of Garage, and then we had Thermite just wondering where he was going to go up and to repel. But during that time, there is very key, crucial comms going on the side of Empire, and they're figuring out how they're going to make that take. And that's where time management really comes into it. They know and they understand that they need to use the time early round to give them enough time to execute, figure out the problems, understand how they're going to push this, and leave themselves enough time to either A, just kill everybody, or get the diffuser down and defend a post-plant situation. That's the stamp of a good team.
Yeah, actually a very interesting thing about this game is that if you kill all 5 members of the team, you actually win the round.
Exactly.
Good bit of analysis going through that. So we'll get through into round number 8. It's going to be Team Empire on their second attack round, having taken the first one very successfully. LeStream are going to choose to go downstairs to the Arsenal, which is kind of surprising that they go down here as their second site, considering that Maverick is actually banned here.
Maybe we would have seen a CCTV defense. It went the way of it went the way of Empire more often than it went the way of LeStream during the first phase. But then again, I think Arsenal can maybe be a little bit more, I don't know, it's kind of easier to hold, isn't it? You can kind of all just play on site. You've not really got to worry about angles like the Garage, and it really forces the attackers to, take good control of the site. You can see that even just little things like Joystick having to just drone himself in ever so slightly to that doorway. They're the kind of precautions that Empire are taking right now. He's got the drone of shock there working ahead of him just to make sure that Bart is going to be clear. very organized coming out now from Empire on this round.
I feel like just both of these teams have a really similar playing style. Just looking at how Joystick is entering the building, Uno was doing the exact same thing, and how he's getting into the site quickly. Uno was doing the same thing on Ash. So I think that both teams are playing around their main fraggers quite heavily. And as I said, you know, I really do feel like it's going to come down to who has the better performance here. Is it going to be Joystick or is it going to be Uno?
I think there's a lot to be said for individual performance, but it isn't the be-all and end-all. Teamwork will always prevail through in the end, as teams can, you know, use the guys to make pushes, to be able to, you know, execute and pincer on one particular guy and target somebody if necessary. So I do understand what you're saying. Joystick there just narrowly missing out on the kill onto Rise down in the bottom of blue stairs there. But again, a very slow round from Empire. They've taken over good control, but they're really not rushing anything at this halfway point now. They know that they've got as much map control as they need at this point, and they're just going to work their way down onto site. Uno Meister surely going to be looking for some sort of a C4 kill there. He's going to toss. I think that could have been a good one if he detonates. It does. Karzeka is going to fall to the C4 there. Uno with a very good sense of where Karzeka was going to run. Gave that Nitro Cell a little bit of lead there, and managed to pick another one onto Joystick. Two very big kills there coming out from Uno.
Two huge kills indeed coming out from Uno there, really fragging out, and Joystick going to go down so early on. It's now a 5v3. Empire are a little bit stuck right now. They're going to wait for drones to start to come out here from Shepard. Shockwave still hunting down the cross where he can. 45 seconds left to go on the clock. They don't really have their entry just yet. There we go. EMPs will start to come down. They're going to try and get open church wall. Shockwave, you need to get open that church wall. Please don't peek this. This is not what you need to do right now, Shockwave. Everybody will peek it out when you get the kill anyway. Aces goes down. Empire looking a little bit better now to try and give themselves their entry. He needs to get into this site though. I think Alpha is actually trying to bandit trick this. So that is understandable. Shockwave not playing this too aggressively, but if he goes down, they're going to lose the round. They need to wait for Shepard to come through and try and put down some push, but no, Shockwave going to rotate down. He's going to go down, and Shepard going to try and put down some asphyxiation bolts, but it's going to be Hicks and Alpha pick up kills. Shepard moves all the way through, but can't find the kill. Uno takes him down, and LeStream take round number 8. Very well done from them, especially that Nitro. I think that Nitro won the round, honestly.
Yeah, to be able to remove Hibana at that stage. If Hibana had been available in those final few seconds, there would have been no way that Bandit could have bandit tricked a triple wall like that with 2 hard breaches available. It would have been very easy for the attackers there to open up the wall and move on into church and do what they needed to do. And it really just forced them to play for picks. LeStream did a great job of not exposing themselves too much, and they were able to hang back in the site. And at that point, as the defender, you know, when the smokes started to come through from the Capital and the return smokes come from your own smoke, it becomes a point where you've got to leave it as late as you can to make that push, because you really want to try and catch the attackers planting the diffuser in those final few seconds when it's too late for them to maybe come off it. And I think that from the kills that LeStream were able to get earlier on, it enabled Empire to just basically run out of time in those dying few seconds.
The Uno Meister himself, 12 and 5 right now, doing very, very well for his team. LeStream looking pretty good right now with a nice downstairs defense, and I think the bar stock is just a little bit experimental from them, but now they've gone to a much more particular site. They're going to look much better, but we're going to see a gym bedroom defense coming out from them now. We'll see how LeStream take this. We haven't actually seen this defense yet.
No, we've not, and I'm not sure why LeStream are avoiding CCTV at this stage.
Maybe they just don't like watching TV.
This is the 3rd defensive round, and that's arguably one of the top pick sites.
Especially with the Maverick off the board. I agree, it doesn't make that much sense, but the other thing you've got to consider is if it's the most picked site, that means it's also the most attacked site, and a lot of teams will concentrate a lot of their strategy around what they consider to be the hardest site to attack.
Yeah, it's a very good point, and you know, I think we definitely saw it with Empire. You know, they really weren't expecting to go down to bar for their first defense. Or for their first attacking round, sorry, with LeStream's first defense. So, see, control is being taken there of Garage. Joystick getting pretty comfortable in there. See the Ash charge just taking out the Evil Eye with these. Uno Meister is lying in wait, though, just waiting on the window in CCTV. You're very close to getting that kill. It's such a narrow angle to try and use that. And I'm sure that Joystick is going to be very much aware that there's somebody playing on those stairs now. And he's not really going to want to make that jump and risk losing his life so early on into the round.
Yeah, Joystick is actually already taking a couple of hits from this really particular angle coming out from Uno. We'll see how that is going to work out for him. Just about a minute into the round now, so just Joystick trying to make his way through onto the CCTV room and not find the kill. Oh my god! great spray control coming out from Hicks there. Will take him down, but not out just yet.
No, Joystick could certainly be revived there, but look at all the time that this is wasting for Empire. Manages to crawl himself back onto the garage catwalk, get put back up onto 50 health. But look, we're halfway through the round, and there's no ground really being gained by Empire that they didn't gain in the first couple of seconds of the round anyway. LeStream are doing a fantastic job of just keeping Empire at bay, and it's going to force Joystick to have to rotate and try his luck on cash stairs.
Yeah, he's going to rotate out. Indeed, Joystick going to try and push up onto the stairs instead. But as you say, so much time already wasted coming out here from Empire. But oh my god, what a shot from Joystick. He takes Rise off the table immediately. He just got deleted. And now we see LeStream just holding on barely now onto the cash room. But they still have control of things that are off the site. Shockwave goes down as he tries to push up. So that's the thermite off the board. Team Empire looking a little bit bad now as we move into the last 50 seconds. LeStream still holding on pretty strong now, and they still have Uno on the Legion as Kalzeka tries to crawl all the way around. This is not a great angle to take, and there we go. Hicks is going to punish him for it, but not take him down just yet. Kalzeka still alive, but not out just yet. Flashbangs are going to come through. Kalzeka should be able to push up, but it's going to be Uno who shuts down Joystick. Scyther does refrag, however. Uno goes down, and Hicks goes down as well right in return. Alphabet trying to save him here with a crossfire, but Scyther does take down Hicks, and now it's a 2v3, looking much, much better for Empire, but 20 seconds left to go on the clock. Alphabet tries to push through onto the construction, and oh, he caught someone out, and there goes Kalzeka as he tries to push a Legion Mine out of his foot, and it was a 2v2. Alphabet still holding down where he can. The 11 hit Castle Barricade looking pretty good for him, but Shepard knows this is 11 hit, and there we go. Aces will be picked up by Scyther, and it's all down to a 1v1. No! Scyther takes down Alpha Man. Empire take round number 9. Insanely well done coming out from Empire all of a sudden. Scyther just moving in here and just doing damage every way he can.
Scyther goes huge at the end. Really good to see. I thought with how much time LeStream managed to eat in CCTV and cash, it was really looking good for them for the majority of that round. It was only in the final few seconds there that the tide started to shift in the favour of Empire. But I mean, fantastic job by Hicks on the Maestro, and just great patience that he showed in not really exposing himself too much. And the Legion, the goo mines there coming in clutch as well.
I think a lot of that came down to the fact that Joystick got his insanely good entry frag coming out from Rise, who was holding down a great crossfire. And because he got that kill, allowed the rest of them to try and push in and get control of cash, because after we saw that go down, that gave them the space that they need to start pushing in and getting the frags. Even though they lost their thermite fairly early on, and you kind of think, that's game over then. You can't win that now, because we talked about how Clubhouse is attacker-sided, but only when there's 2 hard breaches up. If you're losing a hard breacher without utility going down, it's kind of game over, but they just came back so well from that. I think their time management was really good, their positioning was really good, but most importantly, their ability to trade off each other and set up the angles that they need and have the intel, because LeStream, while they were doing very well to hold down and chop up the time, they were not changing positions.
They got themselves into a position where it would have been difficult to change, though, because, Empire despite the fact that they spent quite a lot of time, they did do a very good job of setting themselves up for the push in the final few seconds, and it was well executed when it did come. And just with the way that the LeStream were trying to hold, they didn't have all too much of a presence downstairs, which if they did, it would have maybe been a little bit easier, and they would have possibly even had a gunfight down there as well with Joystick when he was trying to rotate up cash. So there was a little bit of maybe a little bit too hunkered down there from LeStream.
Just a little bit too hunkered down, it would seem, as Joystick is going to use both of his breaching rounds very, very early on. So that's going to mean if there were Maestro cams up, it would have been much harder to deal with, but LeStream isn't taking them.
No, I mean, it's going to remove a little bit of ability to deal with any castle barricades as well, which is something that you definitely want to be using your Ash breaching rounds on. Hatch can be got by a breaching round, or a breaching charge or something like that anyway. So it'd be useful to keep them in the back pocket, but sometimes speed is important as well, and it will allow them to take over good control of bedroom side logistics. Joystick's just making sure that no one's going to be playing it down on the in the bar area, and just setting up a nice flank watch drone to make sure that they don't suffer from any sort of a flank later on in the round.
Yeah, definitely doing very well with that indeed, and LeStream have finally gone to CCTV. So we are seeing Capital bolts coming out, but that has not discouraged Aces at all to try and bandit trick this, and he will successfully get it off. Another Capital bolt comes down, and that's a massive waste of utility coming out from Empire so far. The fact that Shepard has put down both asphyxiating bolts, and they still haven't got this bandit off of the wall. Empire are looking really disorganized right now.
Yeah, and with no nades, it does make the job a little bit more difficult to try and shift Bandit off that east wall. It's probably going to come down to Joystick now to do something about it. But look, the castle barricade's there. There's a soft wall right in front of him. He's no breaching rounds left to be able to get through and put any sort of pressure on the Bandit that's being able to bandit trick.
I was about to say as well, he could now go into the basement and rotate up Secret instead. And looks like that is exactly what he's going to do. The east wall will actually get opened up now, so really well done by Shockwave to get that open. We didn't quite see what happened there, but Aces will not guess correctly on that bandit trick. And this is looking a little bit better for Empire. But they're starting to run out of time. We've seen how their time management has been before. They still make it back, but there we go. Joystick takes down Alpha all the way from Secret. Great early kill coming out from him. And you'll be able to get all the way up here. This is completely exposed now as Scyther takes down Aces. Now a 3v5. Empire looking much, much better. As Joystick moves all the way up and he wins the fight. What? What was that? Joystick takes off Rise and oh my god, it's a 2v5. All down to the Uno Meister and Hicks himself. As smoke starts to come out, and he will lose the fight. And it's all down to Uno in a 1v5 clutch situation. 15 seconds left to go. The diffuser will start going down, but he can't win the fight. Karzeka takes him down, and Empire actually take round number 10 flawlessly and put themselves onto match point. What are we watching? What just happened? Is Joystick just a god?
It certainly looks like it could be. The heads-up play there was incredible. The game sense to go down through the basement. He was able to come up, pick up 2 quick kills. It was as soon as the east wall got opened, it was game over.
I don't know. I don't think so, Brick, because they open up the east wall, but they're opening it up. I said before, I've said this multiple times, about 1 minute 40 is the average time to open on that east wall. They were opening it very, very late. And LeStream had so much plant denial still available to them. They still had so much control. Joystick does rotate with Secret. He gets good early kill there. At that point, Empire looking pretty good in the 3v5. But Joystick moving into Garage and getting that pick is what won them the round. Because now they have so much control. And Empire can just push him from pretty much every single angle and shut it down. I think Joystick is just a fragging machine at this point.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
It's
bomb.
certainly what you want out of your Ashe. You definitely want your Ashe to be able to pick up those kills when it
If you're picking
counts.
an Ashe and you're not getting kills, it's kind of a waste. Because especially with how he was using his Ashe charges as well, because he's not using them on heavy utility. He used one on the logistics hatch and he used one on one of the windows into server. So even though him opening the server door up is good, because that allows him to get the Capital Bolt in, I don't know. I didn't like him putting logistics hatch like that.
No, I commented on it at the time that it was a little bit of a waste of utility because it would have allowed him to be able to get CCTV wall open a little bit sooner if he was able to either get through the castle or through the soft wall. But ultimately, it didn't really come to anything. And maybe the fact that he's using them very early on, it's just sort of saying, right, this is my utility. I've got it. I'm going to use it in the first 15, 20 seconds of the round, and then that's it. I'm just fragging out. And I'm just going to focus on kills, and you can just drone me in and make sure that I'm able to do that. I don't have to worry about using the utility at any point later on within the round.
Just Joystick's ability to consistently win gunfights is absolutely amazing. It's something we saw from Psycho yesterday on NIP. He was just running in there, consistently winning his gunfights, and he was dropping a huge amount of kills. Karzeka going to take down Rise, however, early kill coming out from Empire here. Already looking insanely good for them. The Jaeger went down. That's not a huge utility pick, but it is a pick nonetheless going through. This is looking really good for Empire so far. But it's going to be all about how they can adapt their attack. But the fact that they've already made good use of the time, considering their lack of progress during previous rounds in the first 2 minutes, is definitely a telling tale of how much better. But maybe it'll actually go the opposite way. Maybe they're not used to having this much time, and they'll just get to their heads.
No, I think that you're seeing a slightly different Empire at the moment. The last 2 rounds, they really seem to have woken up. The round previously on CCTV there, like you said, they went flawless. And now just with the speed and the aggression that they're bringing to this round and how much they were able to take early on, how many hatches they were able to get open, it's just going to make the job a lot easier. We've seen them use their time very well on the bar attack as well. They spent quite a lot of that time in the drone and quite a lot of that time figuring out the push, and when the execute came, it was perfect. Uno Meister's got a very big job here. He's going to desperately be trying to find some sort of a C4 kill, but there's not all too many players in Empire that are up in the kitchen area that are going to be exposing themselves to him. Shots are going to rain down them from Karzeka, but none are going to connect. Uno still desperately trying to find somebody on the cardiac sensor, but I've got a feeling that this kitchen hatch is probably going to be opened.
Yeah, I think despite Uno's best efforts, it probably is going to get opened up, but you could toss a really good Nitro out here, and Impact could come down, and that is going to be successful. I'm wondering how Empire are going to react to this stuff, because now there's no X-Pyros. Oh my god, Uno with a beautiful Nitro. There goes Kazeka. I mean, he already did his job, but that has even the scoreboard out to a 4v4. And Thermites are going to go through onto Church Wall, so it doesn't look like Kitchen Hatch is actually going to get opened up just yet. Capital Bolts are going to come down. Shockwave still pressing through into the Church Wall. I'm preferring this take coming out from Empire, just because last time when they were in this position, they opened up into Arsenal instead. So now they have Church open, they have a lot more options. And oh my god, Alpha almost gets wallbanged. The Nitro comes out, that's beautiful, but it doesn't connect. Hicks takes down Joystick, but Shockwave does make his entry. Now he's in Church. He doesn't have Diffuser though. Shepard does have Diffuser control. He'll reload and just hold it down. They do have control of Church, 3v3, but this isn't looking too good for Empire because they're starting to run out of time. Pressure will start to come down, the shots start to come through from Shockwave to try and push out Blue, but this isn't looking good, but the Diffuser will go down during all the chaos. Scyther will take down Aces, and now it's a 2v2 because Shockwave has gone down in all the chaos. Uno providing all this good active intel coming out from the Pulse and go for the pre-fires where he can, but the Diffuser slowly doing its work now. This is not looking too good at all for LeStream, as Hicks moves up to try and retake the site. He goes for the pre-fires, can't know where anyone is, he doesn't have any intel at all. Uno needs to move up, but what a shot from Hicks, takes down Shepard. It's all down to Scyther and a Shockwave to try and deny this coming through. He'll try and push this out and he'll try and get the Diffuser down, but Uno loses the fight. Hicks will take down Shockwave with a double shotgun from Hicks. Doesn't he have enough time? I think he does, just by a fraction of a margin. Oh my god, Hicks!
What a diffuse.
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defenders
Hicks
win.
there. Hicks GOAT. That's a great diffuse to be able to pick up, especially on match point for Empire. I really thought that once the diffuser had gone down there, that it was going to be GG's. Empire were going to hold that post plant, but just the angles that they kind of had to leave themselves with, the way that the church wall had been opened and the location of where the plant went down, it made it a little bit more difficult for them to be able to watch that. And we're just seeing the shotgun do great work close range yet again.
We've seen it so many times, and pretty much during all the Pro League last week as well, we saw the pump shotgun just be the best gun in the game and push it through. But LeStream are going to bring it to 5-6. They're one round away from bringing us onto overtime, which if they did, would mean that this has been a complete 50-50 split in terms of attack and defense rounds.
Which is something that we weren't really expecting to see. But I think it speaks to how good these teams are at being able to adapt and how good they're able to change things up on the fly. Because, like you say, we've really not seen Clubhouse go this way in the past couple of games that we've watched. It always has tended to be very attacker side. You can see there the kills coming out from Uno Meister is going to be 14 and 8. Scyther, after his flurry of kills earlier on a couple of rounds ago as well, is going to be sat pretty good on 15 and 4.
It's very interesting considering how Joystick has been doing really, really well during his attack rounds, but during defense, yeah, Scyther was definitely picking up quite a few. He's 15 for 4 right now. Definitely some pretty heavy fraggers coming out from both teams. We'll see how the rest of this does start to work out. We'll see LeStream are going to be defending onto the gym and bedroom. We've seen this from them before. What went wrong here for them?
This was the round that we saw Joystick deploying his utility and in the garage area, trying to take control of the garage, trying to take control through... Well, in fact, they did take good control of garage very early. It was the control of cash that they really, really struggled with. We've not seen the Maestro this time.
No, we don't. And it's kind of weird that LeStream are not taking the Maestro here at all. They seem to be relying more on the Valkyrie for info here, but... yeah, it's definitely very interesting because the Maestro would be so powerful here, and I thought with the Zofia ban as well, and with the fact that Joystick hasn't really been using his Ash charges that effectively, I thought he was going to go much into the opposite way.
Yeah, I would have very much liked to have seen a Maestro here, but we're going to see the East Wall be opened nonetheless. It's going to provide shock, nice angle on into the garage, just to make sure that we've got no members of LeStream playing over in there. There are a couple of Valkyrie cameras in here, though, which are going to provide vital information for the team of LeStream as he just gets up on rappel. Maybe looking to push something else. The wall's open now. It's a very good distraction. And you can see there, Uno Meister just jumping on his Valkyrie cams, just seeing what he can see. But Thatcher there, very good eyesight, spotting that one out right at the back of the server rack, and is able to deny that utility. But you know, pretty much half of the round gone at this point. So Joystick's maybe going to want to start opening some of these outside castle barricades just to be able to get himself on into sight a little bit.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Team Empire to take control here because they take out the Valk Cam. Now they have control. Joystick's actually going to open up the castle barricade and he's going to be able to destroy all of that utility. That should be Shockwave, who can now get open the wall. Aces cannot bandit trick that right now. Oh my god, Uno just runs all the way out of Garage. He takes down Kazakh with a beautiful headshot. Now it's a 4v5 and all of a sudden looking really bad for Empire, but Shockwave will strike back. The hard breacher entry takes down Aces. It's been amazing how many aggressive kills that Shockwave has got this game.
Shockwave's been doing really good on just, like you say, picking up those very aggressive kills, been working off, obviously, good information and taking advantage. You can see there he's going to pick up another one on the Fragmite, taking out the Jaeger. Good control now for, he's in the site, so they've got very good control, and I'm sure that the plant is going to start coming down. Shepard, no doubt, going to make his way over into Jim. Joystick getting Uno out on the stairs. Going to have a bit of a skirmish with Rise over near Logistics, but Rise is going to be in a very tough spot now to try and retake this site, as I'm sure the diffuser is going down. Shock's going to pick up another one onto Hicks, and Joystick's going to close it out with another round going to Empire, and that is going to be the first game, ladies and gentlemen, going to Team Empire.
That was just looking so powerful for Empire right there for a long time. And just look at this final scoreboard. This is going to be absurd. Joystick does actually end up as MVP, but I don't think he dropped the most amount of kills here.
I think Scyther dropped a fair amount last time that we did get to see the scoreboard. Yeah, Scyther got 15, so Joystick there just picking up a couple more points, I guess. But you know, you really can't argue with Uno's performance there. 15-9, doing his best for his team. What an exciting first map that we saw there on Clubhouse.
Yeah, don't forget though that Clubhouse was Empire's pick, so they were very prepared to go into that. So I was kind of expecting to take that regardless, and the way that the map bans have been going so far, we see that most teams do tend to take their map pick.
I think I wasn't expecting it to be that close. I'm glad that it was, because it really went back and forward between the attack and the defense. There was not really much of a clear direction as to which that fell in. It was, relatively equal all the way right up until the end.
Yeah.
Empire doing what they needed to do to be able to pick up those extra couple of rounds, and I think it ultimately came down to good adaptation. LeStream tried to catch him out with Bar, and it really didn't work for them because you didn't see them go back there again. And I think that possibly cost them a little bit.
And I do want to bring up the point that I made the last time, that I think that very much relies upon gun skill, and while LeStream, that might work out for them in different teams, I don't think that works out against Empire, just because they play so similarly. I think these two teams really have a very similar play style.
There's definitely similarities that you can draw, especially, between Joystick and Uno. Obviously, two players very proficient with Ash, but they've also got a good support network around them that allows them to be good Ash players as well. And that's the real difference, is that it's not just somebody that's going to run in and blindly try and get kills and get lucky.
Yeah.
It's the drone work that goes along with it. It's the utility that goes along with it. Everything that comes together to allow that player to be able to flourish and pick up those kills, and it's reflected in the scoreboard. But don't sleep on Scyther. Scyther,
no, definitely
picking up the
but
the
also
extra few.
we see, like, even Shockwave on the Fragmite is going in there. He's got control of site. He gets a 3K in the last round. How does that happen?
Once he's done his job and he's opened up the wall, it really seems like he lets his hair down a little bit and he's free to pick up those kills. And just, it was relentless. That last attack that they did onto Jim and Bedroom there, what was it? I think it was a 3K.
Yeah, he got a 3K
he managed to pick up.
Round, yeah.
The diffuser was going down as the final couple of kills came in. So we saw a bit of a different Empire in the last 3 rounds, I think. Sorry, the last 4 rounds. They only dropped 1 round out of the last 4. So I think we saw a little bit of a more switched on Empire, if you will. And, it shows how much they want this at this stage. They're definitely keen. They're only 1 map away now.
There was a lot of rounds, especially on Empire's attack, where it seemed like they were running out of time and it just wasn't going to happen. LeStream were doing a really good job of just denying a lot of entry and just denying time. They picked up Shockwave on that particular attack onto Jim Bedroom the first time they defended there, and it kind of just seemed like it was all over for them. But anyway, we're going to move to Coastline. This is going to be LeStream's pick. What do we think of Coastline?
We saw Coastline yesterday. Coastline, another one that can, fall in the attacker favour just a little bit. We'll have to see how the operator bans go. Do you think that we may? I don't think we will. But what do you think would happen if we saw the Ash ban? Because I think it'd really hurt both teams. Which team do you think it'd hurt the most?
It's hard to say, because both teams are having a very similar playstyle, as I mentioned. And I think that both teams' attacks do revolve somewhat around the Ash entry. So it's going to be interesting. I think that is going to affect Empire a little bit more, just because their attacks were coming down to the very last few seconds, and a lot of the way that it was saved is Ashe getting entries, whereas LeStream's was kind of different in that they were still making good time despite the fact that they were still relying on the Ashe entry. So maybe if we did see an Ashe ban, it would go a different way, but I don't think we're going to see one. Looks like we are just about to be ready to get into Coastline, which is another bit of a controversial map in terms of attacker-defender wins.
Yeah, like we say, it seems to fall a little bit more heavily onto the attacker side, but then so did Clubhouse, and look at what we saw. We saw a very equally matched game. I think it speaks to how these teams are, very much able to counter each other. One thing that I do want to touch on before we look to move into this map, we didn't see the Glaz ban.
We didn't see the Glaz ban.
And we didn't see Glaz played. Glaz has seen a 100% ban rate so far on the games that we've casted through Latin America, through NA, and we didn't see him played. Really key operator, really crucial, so much utility, so much ability to be able to push through the site, great use of smokes. Is that maybe because both these teams maybe rely more on fragging out more than actually getting the diffuser down, that we didn't see the Glaz played? Are we going to see Glaz come through onto Coast?
I honestly think it's, again, kind of the argument we make about the mirror ban when it comes through.
Yeah.
And when the mirror ban doesn't come through, we often don't even see mirror anyway. But anyway, we're going to get into Coastline, and we're going to see how exactly that's going to work out. We're going to get into round number 1 here. It's going to be Team Empire versus LeStream Esport. Don't forget, Team Empire are up 1-0 so far, having taken Clubhouse 7-4 into their favor. They're looking pretty good. Good luck, have fun to both teams. It's going to be very interesting operator bans, I think. I think LeStream have an ability here to really bring out something very interesting. This is their map pick as well.
Let's see what these bans have in store for us now. Team Empire just spending the full amount of time there just to figure out what they want to take out. And we are going to see the Glaz ban, despite him not being played last map.
Well, I think it makes more sense here as well. And Empire did ban out the Maverick last time, which is a little bit more essential to ban out the Maverick here on Clubhouse than it was on Coastline. So it makes sense for them to ban out the Glaz here. We'll see exactly if there's a Zofia ban coming out from LeStream, or if that was more specific to their strategy. But no. Wow. That is a really big ban.
Yeah, Capital was put to pretty good use last time by Empire in some of those final pushes. So a bit of an interesting one. It does leave Ying available, and Ying can be quite good on Coastline in some instances.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because they were playing Capital as the kind of hard support and planter, whereas Shockwave was kind of second entry in a way. So that was kind of interesting. But we'll see. It's going to be LeStream's second ban. It's going to be Echo, which was the same ban they made last time.
Mirror ban maybe to close things out, leaving Maestro on the table. There it is.
So same defense bans coming out, but very interesting attack bangers. I like the fact that LeStream are doing things differently here, although, I don't think the Zofia ban really changed that much because LeStream weren't taking Maestro, which I didn't really understand from them, but we'll see how it does go down. And just as a reminder, Uno dropped 15 kills during the last map, as Scyther dropped 15 and Joystick dropped 13.
Yeah, definitely one of the guys to watch. You can see there that he's going to be choosing Ashe yet again. So no doubt he's got some more kills in store for us as we move on over into Coastline.
Yeah, what do you think about this map? We were talking about it a little bit. It's kind of controversial in a way, in that traditionally it has been attacker-sided, but recently it's been a little bit more defender-sided.
It all does come down to the bans, and we've seen, fairly typical defensive bans there. I think we've seen a very specific ban in the Capital being taken out there by LeStream. I quite like this setup for defense early on, getting yourselves tucked away in billiards, being able to play Shepherd on the smoke into the corner just behind the A-bomb to try and deny the plant. Love the Legion coming out. Very glad for not seeing a castle here as well, because we've seen some teams that opt to take the castle, but very much like the Legion coming out here as well.
It's interesting. We do actually see a decent amount of Coastline coming out from Team Empire. Not really that much in Pro League, but we've seen a decent amount from them in CCS so far. So, which is, what we cast as well. And Team Empire do play in that. You cast with that, with your counterpart Ace of Pyrites, who I hope is watching. And we'll see round number 1 getting underway, and we'll see exactly how that's going to go down. We are seeing the Maestro coming out from Empire, which isn't unusual from them. But I do hope we see the Maestro coming out from the stream when they move onto the defense.
What about the Twitch pick?
It's interesting as well because we did see this coming out from Liquid and we were a little bit critical of it, but it was actually very key to their attacks. I don't think it's that essential, but I'm very interested to see how it's going to work out. One thing I would like to see is a better use of the vents from upstairs, and I think, well, there's a good opportunity here, right? Because the Twitch zones are very hard to see, and they're pretty silent as well, but it's going to be Uno instead, who gets the first kill of the round. Joystick already down, and it's looking very reminiscent of the first round on Clubhouse.
Yeah, Uno getting in there and getting that early kill. A very important one nonetheless onto Joystick. He's going to rotate back round and he's going to be able to watch the main door just as the Twitch player there is going to get revived as well. Not really sure what happened there. Not sure if it was Joystick that maybe went for a run out and Uno caught him on it. But it does seem as though, yeah, a little bit of a skirmish early doors. Joystick there just making some putting some shots down onto Hicks before getting traded out. But yeah, we can see the Twitch there is just going to be taking out some of the static cams. Again, this is something that, you know, it doesn't really require the Twitch to be doing. So maybe we're just seeing Hicks fancying a little bit of an opportunity on the F2, which as we discussed is a very decent weapon. The floor going to now start getting opened up by Rise. He's going to put some shots in, not really deal all too much damage, but it's going to make it very uncomfortable up on Hooker to operate now as a defender. And I'm sure that he's going to be looking to throw some grenades in there pretty shortly as well.
Yeah, he has been doing very well with that. We're going through into round number 1. This is looking really, really good so far for LeStream, but they are starting to run out of time. And I feel like Empire don't get as heated up by this as LeStream do. If LeStream starts to run out of time, they start to falter towards the end, and they do rely quite heavily on Uno for this entry. He is still up, however, and as long as he's still up, I still believe that LeStream can take this in. But Empire are still looking pretty good for themselves here. Uno going to move through into the aquarium door, takes out the camera in aquarium, goes for the pre-fire, expecting someone to peek him out. But look at this. LeStream are starting to run out of time here, and they haven't found a pick into the site itself yet. And Empire have got so much plant denial still up available to them. Uno is going to get one though. There goes Shockwave. That's a beautiful pick coming out from Uno on the billiards window. It's going to throw nades in, but it's going to miss one. That's not going to be enough. The ADSs are going to get burned in the back of billiards, as smokes are going to come out, but Scyther on the blue stairs does find Rise. He's got an ADS to play around as well.
Dockerby call now is going to come in from Aces. Uno still commanding a lot of the site from this window, able to hold angles on it into blue and behind the bar. Scyther going to pick up the kill onto Hicks, however, Aces going to trade that one straight back out and getting a down outside Hooker as well. Aces going huge with the triple kill to close out the round. What about that from Dockerby?
Absolutely amazing. We've seen some really good Dockerby fragging coming out so far, but that's probably the best 3K I've seen from Dockerby on this G12 in a while. Really well played by Aces to get in there and completely save that round for LeStream, who weren't really looking too good until Uno got his entry into billiards. But we will see how it goes down. So moving to round number 2, and Team Empire are going to move back to billiards and hookah lounge. What do you think about this defense in general? I don't really like it without a castle. You were quite critical of the castle yesterday.
I'm not sure that the castle adds anything in the way that we saw it being used on the externals. I think in that game particularly we were seeing a lot of sledge play, so it kind of shifts things up a little bit because obviously the sledge is very proficient at dealing with the castles. Providing the sledge can get close enough, obviously, but plenty of other operators capable as well. Ash, Zephyr, we've not seen the Zephyr, so I'm not sure if the castle would hold more value because it seems as though the stream are only bringing the Ash in terms of being able to deal with that effectively from a distance. So the castle might actually bring more value to Empire if they were to bring it in this certain scenario, if you will. But they seem pretty confident with what they're doing. We're going to see the same line out again. I don't think that they're going to allow Uno to repel on that double window on billiards so easily, and because he was almost playing that like a Blackbeard on Ash, with the way that he was able to just command so much space. He got the early pick, I think it was, onto
Scyther.
Yeah. And I mean, Scyther was just crouched behind a shield, but kind of a little bit exposed. It was unfortunate.
It was kind of the issue that LeStream had as well during their defenses on Club, is that they were getting droned out and they weren't able to reposition themselves, and Empire just fell into their own trap there. LeStream looking pretty good on the coastline attack so far, and don't forget though, traditionally this is an attacker-sided map, although lately it hasn't quite been that way.
No, and we've seen it with these teams as well, that which way the map sort of flows into, looking at a broader, looking at the game as a whole. It's not always so reflective of how two teams can sort of throw down on it, and I think that Empire are certainly capable of putting up a good fight here. They're maybe just going to play this a little bit more conservatively. Joystick getting picked very early on last time really didn't help them, and it's something that we saw was a bit of a pattern in Clubhouse as well. If Joystick tended to, the round that Joystick died earlier there as well was the first round. and LeStream picked that one up as well. So losing the man very early on can be pretty devastating, especially if you're going to rely on that on that operator for a couple of frags as well.
Yeah, definitely. Uno still holding down where he can onto the cool vibe stairs. Scyther does have a ADS down here. He's going to be holding down very tightly. I mean, they were playing this fairly similar to how they did last time, but this time it's going to be Scyther on the Maestro, who's playing here. And instead we're going to have Shockwave on the Legion, who's playing somewhere around Billiards, I assume, here. As Hicks' switch drone does start to make its way into Aquarium. He knows there's no ADS behind there, there's no one playing around. You can see the Maestro cam as well. He's going to disable it temporarily as he takes out Legion mines as well. I think that's kind of... No, actually, that was smart from Hicks, because he takes on the Maestro cam, and there's no chance of the Twitch drone getting destroyed there early on.
That's the best way to use Twitch in this scenario, is to figure out what it is. I bet IQ's really wishing that she still had grenades there, as Alfarmers they're going to fall to Karzeka, down but not out. The grenade does, however, come through from Rise on the book, and that is going to make it a little bit easier to remove those bandits. But I mean, for what reason, I'm not too sure, because they've not got a hard breach, so I don't really know why the IQ there was kind of going for those.
I think he just saw him and just wanted to get the pick.
Yeah, he maybe just wanted to get the point there, put the pick onto the bandit there, but you can see their joystick is going to punish Uno for playing a window this time, and that's a really important kill at this stage. That's going to really shift the momentum back into the favour of Team Empire. Aquarium control has been gained. The plant is going to be going down. Shock there, going to pick up the kill onto the planter. Dockerby calls are going to come through. That's going to waste a little bit of time of this defuse, but Empire now have really got to work on this retake. You're going to want Joystick to start rotating pretty heavily, but he's going to be in almost a bit of a crossfire here, as we've got Hicks on the Twitch just waiting at the top of North Stairs. Is Joystick going to find him? No. Damage taken, but no kill. Hicks is going to pick up that kill with the F2, proving superior at that kind of a range. Scyther going to take out Rise. Shot going down in the process. 2v2, 2 versus 1, all down to Hicks. Not a lot of time left on the defuse at this point. I think it's going to be Shepard that jumps on the defuse, trying to stick it as Scyther covers. Hicks is going to pick up one, and he picks up the second kill. That's going to be the attackers winning the round. LeStream holding the post plant perfectly.
Absolutely devastating from LeStream here, and Hicks with a 3K on Twitch. Definitely a great pick coming out from him. As we move into round number 3, Empire are starting to fall apart. It looks like they can't seem to find a defense here, and I think they're going to have to move to a different site and rethink their strategy a little bit. No! Okay. I was going to say, they picked it, and then immediately they went off to Blue Bar, Sunrise Bar. So we are going to move through into Blue Bar, Sunrise Bar. Defense coming out from Team Empire. What do you think about this defense? I honestly don't like taking this site when there's no mirror available.
You really don't see it played that often if there's no mirror on the board. Scyther, they're going to 6-pick over onto the mute. I think the Maestro's probably been working quite well for him, but disabling that Maestro was really key in LeStream being able to get the plant down that last round. So maybe they're expecting the Twitch pick.
Well, the Twitch drone came out, it disabled the Maestro so that he could still drone freely. Then it came back up, but now they know the Maestro's there, and then it got naded. So, yeah, eventually the Maestro does get destroyed, and that does allow them to plant. So, yeah, we'll see how it does go down as we see round number 3 getting underway now. Team Empire not looking too good at all. Don't forget, this is LeStream's map pick. They did choose to come to Coastline, and traditionally we have seen most teams take their own map pick.
Yeah, it is something that we've seen, and it is to be expected. You know, if you're going to pick a map, you're going to pick it because you know that you're going to be pretty confident of winning it, but there's still plenty of rounds left to be played, and I'm sure that Empire are going to be able to show us, you know, why they've picked Blue Bar this time, because like you say, it is a bit of a strange pick without the mirror, and a little bit strange to maybe not bring the castle down here as well, because castle can be quite important. Usually it is played quite heavily in conjunction with a mirror. They're going to have to do something about this Dockerby, and I'm not sure if that's why Scyther has moved off the Maestro onto the mute.
Maybe, like, bringing the mute makes a lot of sense here, especially on this kind of site where there's a lot of vertical destruction you can bring in, and, you know, there's also, yeah, Nitro for that. Mute's a great pick, but I think the Maestro is good here, and the point that I constantly make about Dockerby being brought in, that Remorse mentioned to me, that if Dockerby calls go out, the defense can't get on. Oh my god, Shockwave just interrupts me there as he just peeks it out and gets a beautiful kill onto Uno with a headshot. And there we go, it's already the Ash down. That's a very, very good kill. And if that kill comes out and Maestro is, you know, on the board, then that's huge for the defenders, but not that big right now.
It's still big because it's Uno, and we've seen the rounds tends to flop in the way of who gets the first pick onto the, you know, the fragging operator, as it were. And for Uno to go down in the early stages, not very good at all. But saying that, Hicks was more than capable of picking up the frags when he had to. Last round, you can hear that Dockerby call was coming out just then. Joystick, though, going to pick up the kill onto Rise, as Hicks is still just holding an angle outside of Hooker deck, just trying to find a kill onto anyone, not really wanting to expose himself too much, and maybe cautious of any goo mines that are there. Shock is hungry for another, though. He's definitely aware that there's somebody playing outside the deck. He's going to bait out the Dockerby call, and he is going to pick up that kill. He can now answer his phone in the safety, and that is going to be Diffuser down. Another kill going to come out there from Shock. It's now all going to be down to Alpha, as he's left 1 versus 4. Joystick going to tear him apart. Much better defense there from Empire.
Yeah, and they will find their first defense round here on Coastline, much better from them. And I think this time they played most of their defense upstairs. They didn't take the Maestro, they weren't relying on it as much, and they instead brought Nitros. But I think more importantly, the mute pick was about the soft destruction there more than anything, and that allowed them to play vertically quite well. And, you know, on top of that as well, they got the opening pick onto Uno, and I still just kind of think that both teams play around their fraggers so well, but as soon as their fragger goes down, they don't really have the ability to push out the round.
It was intriguing to see that they were able to win the defense by holding upstairs, which is somewhere that they've struggled to hold for 2 rounds in a row.
I think because they don't have to play it as close, right?
It was the pressure, wasn't it? And
yeah.
It was the fact that they've got downstairs to fall back on. They've got rotates already pre-planned that they're going to be able to make in those final few seconds. Shock there. What about those couple of kills that he was able to get? Baiting out the Dockerby call that came through as Hicks pushed through. It was textbook. And you can really take advantage of things like that because, you know, the Dockerby call goes through and it's going to be your time to push because you're going to be anticipating that the defenders are going to be answering the phones. No. Shock there, picking up the kill with ease. Going to be playing the castle this time, which I know is something that you are quite a big fan of. Do you think they're going to look to hold upstairs fairly heavily again with all this investment that they're making?
No, I think they're just going to put castles up here and just abandon them completely. No, I think they are definitely going to try and hold on where they can upstairs. Coastline is one of those maps that is very heavily vertically played, and, you know, Empire have the lineup to be able to do that with the smoke and the castle on the board. This is looking pretty good for them in terms of setup. LeStream have not exactly struggled to tear apart defenses so far, but they've definitely struggled to try and isolate defenders, I think.
Yeah, and that's something that they're going to have to work on if they're going to try and take these coming rounds. Although, you know, they had a good showing for the first 2 rounds on the attack of Hooker. But, you know, Empire just switching it up a gear there. We've seen this with Empire in the past, is that they are able to just, you know, take things up a couple of notches, you know, drop a gear, as it were, and really start to focus on the task at hand. Uno there going to be just trying to find a kill onto, I think it's Joystick playing in theatre. It seems to be the same sort of battle every single time. Joystick really hasn't got much business peeking that because Uno is going to find his head as Joystick tries to come out with the prone peek, but not working out for him. Karzeka going to get a kill straight back, bringing it to 4 men apiece.
Yeah, and logic bombs are going to be deployed here by Aces to try and move in where he can, but oh my god, Aces picks up a Karzeka as he tries to rotate around. So many SMG-12 kills coming out from Aces right now as he will hack the cameras. He will hack that phone, find all his leaked nudes online as well. And be in a 3v3 now as well. As Scyther does take down Hicks, now it's the 3v3. Not looking too good for Empire all of a sudden because they've lost complete vertical pressure, but they do have the diffuser down on main stairs, white stairs, black stairs, whatever you want to call it. He's going to be down there.
Aces is looking for another kill now, as he's just going to push onto the blue bar door to office. It's going to be Shockwave that's waiting on the other side of that. Shockwave really got no business peeking this. The time is, of course, working down in his favour. The difficulty is he's going to be getting pressured from Rise above, playing Buck. They're doing a great job of hunting him out here, but I can't help but think that Shockwave is probably going to come out with this kill, and he is. He's going to get the down there onto Ace. He's going to get traded out straight away by Uno, but he's wasted a fair bit of time there, and to bring that to a 2 versus 2 maybe isn't too bad at this point, especially with the deniability that we've got left on the side of Team Empire. We've got 3 gas canisters, which in the final 45 or so seconds are going to be very, very crucial, along with Cypher's Evil Eyes.
Yeah, the ability to look through the smokes themselves with the Evil Eyes as well should benefit the defenders quite well. we'll see a great position from Shepard as well. The nade comes out, they know where he is! Oh my god, did he get caught by an ADS? I didn't hear it go off. Ryers are going to try and get all the way in, he just takes the barbed wire out. Uno moves through onto the other side. Scyther could go for the wide peak here and try to get the kills, but Shepard takes down 1, Shepard takes down 2, and Team Empire take round number 4. The pump shotty coming through once again for Team Empire.
Shotgun OP once again. You can see it's the perfect weapon at this stage for those final second pushes, especially when it's going to come through a door or down a hatch or through any sort of a confined area. And Shepard showing us exactly how it should be used there, making those last 2 kills look relatively easy. Second round for Empire. These teams again neck and neck throughout this series.
Yeah, this has been an insanely close series so far, and there we go, neck and neck at 2 apiece. As we go back to the billiards room defense, I don't know, I don't like them going here, but at the same time, where else can they go? They go Penthouse Theatre? That's not an easy site to hold without a mirror.
Yeah, I get that. It is a site that we saw hold successfully yesterday. There was a mirror in place, so it does change things up a little bit. But the mirror was getting hassled from below, and Buck was, used very effectively to open up those mirrors, almost making them a bit of a non-factor. Having the mirror there forces you to bring another C4, which is never really a bad thing. I do quite like to see the C4s out there for those, planned denials. But this defense just really hasn't been working for Empire, and they're going to have to do something pretty drastically different. They've also not brought a Legion this time, which I don't know if that's going to add any value or detract away.
I don't think it's going to change much, just because Legion, yeah, he can be annoying, but other than when there's a shield on the attack, I don't think generally, other than having a great gun, it doesn't really add that much to the roster. But looking at round number 5, Empire again going to attempt this billiards room defense. You're not a fan of this? There's no castle here as well, which you're also not a fan of, although you do bring up the point that during that game that you said that the castle wasn't really doing anything, there was a sledge being played, there was a Zofia being played, and we're not really seeing either of those operators being played by LeStream. The only thing that they really have to take out castles here is Uno on the Ash, so yeah, I think the castle could be good for them here.
It definitely would be, because Uno is going to want to use his utility to destroy Evil Eyes if possible. We're not seeing a Twitch this time on the lineup from the stream, so that's going to remove the ability to disable Evil Eyes. Obviously Twitch doesn't destroy them, just disables. But so Ash is going to want to use his utility on Evil Eyes, so a castle would eat that utility up, and it would be better for Team Empire. It might allow them just to hold a little bit longer, or to make use of the Evil Eyes a little bit later on. But Uno's going to have made his way well and truly into Blue Bar, just holding an angle there down onto Cool Vibe stairs. I think he's going to be trying to find the kill onto Scyther. Rise, it's going to be, is just causing havoc all around him, opening up the floor, getting right in front of him, and that's actually going to cause him to get down from below, from above, sorry. So it's Karzeka that's going to get the down, and he's going to get the kill onto the Book as well. Karzeka making those holes work perfectly for himself, picking up 2 kills through the holes that Rise has made. The Dockerby call is going to come out, but it's going to be too late at this stage. 5 versus 3 in favor of Empire.
Yeah, Hicks going to drone out for himself here into Aquarium to see what exactly is going to go on. But a 5v3, as you say, and Karzeka is going to get flashed, but Hicks doesn't seem to be able to push off this very well. Nitro goes out onto the Aquarium door. Now Hicks knows he doesn't have to deal with it. He hops through all the way and takes down Karzeka. He has been lit up a little bit, so he's got to know that someone is playing near him. See Shockwave is holding down onto the couches there and sees what he can do. We still see Joystick still playing around luggage. They've got to know he's here because he just shot Hicks as he tried to move into Aquarium. And there we go. He'll actually shut down Alpha. I thought for sure this man's about to get refragged, but no, not just yet. So 2v4, Empire looking so good. What a shot from Hicks though. Takes out Joystick and tries to even the scoreboard out just a little bit. 1 minute left to go on the clock just about, and LeStream not looking too good here so far. Hicks does have Diffuser, he does have control of sight so far, so he should be able to get in and go for the plant. Does have 1 X-Scar's remaining, so that's going to be a factor here, but Nitros are going to come out from Shockwave. At least the factor of having a Nitro here is going to push off the attackers who are trying to make their plant so early on. 35 seconds left to go on the clock. Smokes are going to go out, but the Nitro on the board, this isn't going to be too good. Shepard going to throw out smokes of his own as well. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. The Nitro finally going to be coming out from Shockwave. Doesn't manage to connect just yet, but 20 seconds left to go. This is not looking good. Empire's trying to close in from every single side. Scyther pushes out luggage and goes to the pre-fires where he can, but Shepard takes down Hicks, and now it's all down to aces in a 1v3. We've seen him get a 3k so far in Dokkaebi. Can he do it again? He does push all the way through, trying to find the kill onto luggage, but can't connect the shot. Scyther takes him down, and Empire take round number 5. Easy as that.
Just goes to show that Empire must have just needed a little bit of a break from that site, because they've come back and taken that round very convincingly. You you know, there's nothing really to comment on there that they did wrong. Everything that they did was very right. Great initiative by Karzeka, getting the kills onto both Rise and Uno. Rise, I'm not sure what he was doing exactly, because Uno was just sat there, minding his own business, holding the angle there onto Cool Vibes, trying to pick up the kill onto Maestro, played by Scyther. And then Rise comes in, opens up all the floor, Uno's still holding his angle, and all of a sudden Karzeka gets the down onto Uno, and then he gets the kill onto Rise, and then he completes the kill onto Uno. And it was such a large loss of utility at that point, going in 5 versus 3, and like I think it was the halfway point of the round.
Just coming in here, just ruining everything, destroying the whole floor. You know, that's someone's property, man. You can't.
The remodeling. You can't remodel. You need permission.
You need permission from the council or something. Anyway, it's gonna be 6-2 on Scyther. He's been doing a great role on this kind of like support fragging role that he's been doing. It's honestly a wonder to watch. Him and Shockwave have really been pulling it through for Empire.
Yeah, doing a great job, and it's good when you've got players on the team that have got the ability to be able to go off, because it takes the pressure off Joystick. I didn't catch Joystick's kills there, but I don't think he's certainly not top fragging anyway. That's definitely Scyther. So it just allows the ability to be able to, you know, play players a little bit more flexibly, and it takes the pressure off one person so much.
The one important kill that Shockwave did get that round is onto the IQ who tried to trade him out on luggage. Unfortunately, he didn't kill the Habana before he hopped over. If he did, that round would have been a little bit more favored into Empire, but we can only speculate.
It's a very difficult angle to get. If you're vaulting over something, then you've got to go really hard right or hard left. It's just really difficult to be able to get your gun around that quickly to make that shot, and obviously someone like Joystick's going to punish you every time for that. Uno almost not aware that someone's playing down in Sunrise, and I believe it's going to be Scyther again. Rise, though, going to pick up the kill onto Shepard. Shock picking up that kill onto Alpha. 2 quick kills coming out there in the first 40 seconds, taking us in 4 versus 4, as Sunrise control is being battled for. And it seems as though Empire are almost largely giving it up. There's only Scyther playing on site. He's going to miss his shots onto the Hibana, but manages to complete with the shotgun kill. Ace is going to pick up one. Uno another. Shock another one. 2 versus 2 now. The diffuser's down in the site, I believe, but Ace has just picked it up while picking up a kill onto Shock. Plant is going down, all down to Karzeka. Is he going to be able to find these last 2 kills? This round is explosive. It's all happening so quickly. He's going to play just the other side of the Sunrise bar. He doesn't know where to look. Uno's going to pick up the final kill. LeStream with a really aggressive round, and it pays off for them.
LeStream with a really great intel gathering early on with their prep phase drones, so they were droning out Kitchen very well. They just realized that no one from Empire is even playing around there or even looking at it, so they just jumped all the way in there. They said, we're just going to take the site. It's free real estate.
Take it.
Take it.
The thing is, last time that Blue Bar was defended, Empire won it really well, but they heavily defended upstairs.
That is true.
And LeStream spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to get hooker control, and it was Shock again that picked up 2 great kills on the Valkyrie, baited out the call from the Dockerby, and the push really just came to nothing because they lost a lot of men, and then it was just, you know, they were able to just trade it out from there. Empire won the round. Empire then tried to do exactly the same thing, and LeStream have just gone, we're not going to play into that. You know, we're not going to play into that. We're just going to rush the site because you're only playing 1 guy on it. You're going to force people to rotate. We're just going to pick up kills as players rotate back down to site. So really good initiative from LeStream. Great adaptation, something that we talk about quite a lot. And it caused them to win the round. We're going in now 3-3, so proving today that Coastline isn't favoured attacker nor defender so far.
And a very similar story to how we saw in Clubhouse with Empire taking 3 defense rounds there after the first half. So let me see. Empire, I'd say, are still looking fairly favourable just because this, traditionally speaking, is an attacker-sided map, although tradition hasn't always proven a fact here.
No, it's not, and I think it speaks to how good of a team Empire can be in that they're able to pick up defensive rounds on maps that seem attacker favoured based off the current stats and stuff that we can go and look at. Something that I quite like on both sides now is that we're seeing the castle, but we're also seeing the sledge.
Yeah, that is very true, but at the same time as well, we're seeing the double. Normally when a team is running Zofia and Ashe, it means they're running double entry. But from Empire, it almost seems like triple entry from them because they also have the IQ, and while you can play IQ in a really heavy support role, there is no echo. There is, well, there is an ADS with the Jaegers, but there's no bandits. There's not really a lot for IQ to actually do here. So she could actually make her entry, but she has got Diffuser. So the roles from Empire seem very undefined here at the moment because they don't have that hard reach with Diffuser, whereas LeStream is playing it a little bit more traditionally. I like that from Empire because they're not sticking to their roles very well, because normally when you get the kill on the hard reacher, you can normally say Diffuser's down here, but you can't normally say that with Empire. It's kind of all over the place.
Joystick just trying to find a kill through the floor. Doesn't manage to make many shots connect, if any actually, as he's going to rotate around, use his utility to open up the double window onto Billiards. Like you say, a little bit of a slower round, not really all too many defined roles. Empire are clearly setting themselves up for a heavy Aquarium push, but they're going to need some presence elsewhere on the map to allow them to do that. Look at this angle here from Uno. Just a couple of shots in the wall next to the reinforcement. He is going to take some shots through that very hole, juice himself up, overhealing quite substantially there, especially at the point that we're at in the round. He's getting quite a lot of pressure, but he's in a pretty safe space currently. Joystick underneath now in blue, just really carefully deciding where he wants to deploy that last breaching round to make a nice hole in the floor and cause a little bit more discomfort for the defenders upstairs. But again, moving into the final minute, and we've still got 10 operators on the map.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot of people on the board, but Empire have done very, very well to bring back rounds, even when they've wasted quite a lot of time in trying to take control. We will see Alphama has made his way through into the security room, so this could be an interesting room coming out from him, but it looks like Empire are aware of his position here, as Shockwave picks up the first kill of the round. There goes Aces, and Joystick going to hold a very tight angle here, doesn't manage to get the kill just yet. I'm wondering if he's actually wanting to push up this, but no, Alphama rotates all the way through onto main stairs. Uno goes down to a nade coming out there from Karzeka. That's a beautiful nade coming through, but will revive himself and come all the way through. It's 30 seconds left to go. Hicks will pick up Shockwave. He tries to push through. It's not looking too good at all. Joystick shuts down Alpha on the flank. And oh my god, Uno denies the plant. There goes Shepard. He can't get it down. And this is not looking too good. Kazaka picks up the diffuser, but instantly gets shut down by Uno again. Joystick takes up Hicks, and now it's a 2v2. Joystick picks up another one. Oh my god, it's all down to Uno in a 1v2. It's all through to Joystick and Scyther. Scyther has diffuser. Joystick goes down. Uno finds his third. He's got to find the fourth. It's a 1v1. He's going to push all the way through. Scyther finds it, but no, Uno finds Scyther in return. Uno Meister himself just shuts down every single member from Empire and brings in the round for LeStream.
Uno going huge there for his team.
With a 4K.
With a
beautiful.
4K. What about that? Those holes that he was using to peek on, there were so many peek holes either side of that reinforcement. He was just so slippery. There was, Empire had no idea where he was.
What's funny about that is if he hadn't been playing Doc, he wouldn't have got those. If he'd been playing Rook, he probably would have died. Because the nade came through, it downed him. You maybe want to argue there, Rook does reduce explosives damage, and maybe he wouldn't have gone down to that nade, but I'm pretty sure that nade went smack bang on him and he would have downed him anyway. So
with the amount of damage that he took that round, I think he took enough to warrant bringing the stim pistols for himself, because he just was able to keep himself up for so long.
Him actually reviving himself, I think, won the round. I mean, obviously his great gunplay came out into effect there as well, and he had to pick up a 4K for himself and completely denied everything going down for Team Empire. But otherwise, they would have shut him down completely.
It was a pretty one-dimensional push from Empire. Joystick had control downstairs in blue. It didn't ever really push Cool Vibe stairs right up until the end. But it was the roam game that was happening down near server, which was really, difficult for Joystick to deal with, because he came to head with the castle, didn't manage to get the kill. Castle was then able to rotate back up to the site, and ultimately the push just came through from Aquarium, but there wasn't enough utility deployed to make, to really make anything stick, and Uno just sat behind that reinforced wall, just proved far too powerful.
Yeah, far too powerful indeed. We're going to move through into round number 8. However, it's going to be LeStream in their second defense, having taken their first defense quite successfully and quite convincingly indeed. Pretty much coming down to Uno, though. Uno himself, though, is going to go for a spawn peek here, but not be able to get anything just yet. This is kind of what I mentioned during the LATAM games about Valk getting banned, is that a Valk on Coastline, you can play it insanely aggressively. Uno could just do things like this.
It's high risk, high reward, and with the way that Uno's been playing at the minute, you obviously understand that he's feeling pretty confident, and he's up for a bit of a challenge. He's obviously spotted something he likes to look up there. He's going to peek out, and he is going to pick up the kill onto Shock. taking the hard breacher off in the first minute of the round is huge. The risk has certainly paid off there for Uno as he picks up a great peak early on. Joystick there with a body right in front of him, doesn't manage to connect his shots as Aces is going to run out and get a kill onto Scyther as well. It's all falling apart now for Empire as they go down 5 to 3 within the first minute of this round.
Yeah, not looking too good at all for Empire. They're looking pretty far apart and pretty isolated, but 2 minutes left to go on the clock. They have plenty of time to try and bring it in, and they are bringing the Dokkaebi themselves as well, so they have potential to try and bring this in. But they have to start finding frags. They have to start finding control where they go through. Joystick going to find a fight already onto Cool Vibes. Doesn't manage to connect any shots just yet, though. He's still trying to make his way through downstairs area, but this isn't looking good. With this Penthouse Theater, you really need that hard breacher. Team Empire don't have it just yet. They're going to have to try and push through one way or the other. This isn't looking too good. They don't have their entry frag, and Joystick isn't really doing much downstairs at all. He should really try and rotate at White at this point, but he's running out of time to try and make something happen here. Joystick is going to move through onto White stairs while the rest of his team try and push through the other side. This is a classic Empire strat with the crouch walking Ash coming out from Joystick. There is barbed wire right in front of him, however. This is not looking too good. He's going to destroy it. Hicks is going to be playing onto the top of White stairs to be able to see if he's going to go through. Flashbangs are going to come down. Joystick making all the way up here, but oh, he takes him down! What? Joystick picks up Hicks, and Uno goes down to Shepard. And now Empire starting to bring it back. 3v3 now. As Empire trying to make the way in, but Alphama shuts down Joystick before he can do much. And Kazeka's got to try and repel in. Kazeka is going to make his entry in, but no, he's going to let Soam lit up. He hits the Legion Mine as well, and Alphama takes him down easy as that. Shepard in a 2v1 now. Oh my god, a 1v1! What a shot from Shepard. Takes down Rise, takes down Alphama. And now it's all between him and Aces to try and bring it in. Aces on the flank through VIP. There's a flank watch drone. He knows that he's there. He's going to try and move into the site. He does have a logic bomb remaining, which he's going to deploy now, and he has 2 smoke grenades left remaining as well. He's going to try and put the smokes down. Hopefully to get the plant off here as well. Looks like he's going to be able to put the diffuser down shortly, as Aces is a little bit confused of what he needs to try and do here. But he goes for the pre-fire through the smoke, but he can't get it. Shepard hots out the window as well. It's all down to Aces to try and bring this in. He's got to recover the diffuser. He's got to take down Shepard, but Shepard repels all the way up to the top. He's got a great post-plant situation because the bathroom is actually open. Aces is going to recognize that, puts the Legion Mine down so he can't sprint all the way through. And Shepard's just going to go for it. He's got the CZ out, he goes for the pre-fire, he takes him down. Shepard in 3v1, he brings it in. Aces goes down, Empire take round number 8. Great clutches coming through from both team members so far.
What a fantastic clutch there from Shepard. Really, really doing what it took. Like you say, 3K, got the diffuser down in the midst, in the midst of all that. It's incredible game sense at that point, and the flick with Dokkaebi's DMR really isn't any mean feat. It really it hits really hard. It's very good at headshots purely because of the accuracy of that first one bullet. But you can't argue with the way that he was able to get those kills, and but then again, the way that Legion was played as well. Aces, the goo mine underneath the stairs, it gave him the sound cue that he needed. He just didn't have the time to come off the diffuse and then get the kill and then get back on the diffuse. So it was just a really good play all round. Empire picking up the round, all tied up at 4-4. We've definitely got a game on our ends there. I can see this one going to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, we almost did see Clubhouse going to overtime as well. But as we get into the second half now, Team Empire have been looking pretty good for themselves. The fact they were able to bring that round in despite really early losses, especially of the hard breacher coming through, I'm absolutely amazed of Empire's ability to bring back rounds from the brink of defeat. It's been really good from them. We haven't seen the similar things from LeStream, but from the start, LeStream have always looked pretty powerful. And, they are one of the better teams in EU right now.
It's like you say, that the only objective on Coastline that you actually need a hard breacher for, or not even need, but it's just better to have one, is that penthouse. So as soon as you see Shockwave getting picked off within the first, I think it was like 40 seconds from that aggressive run out from Uno, you start to think to yourself, ooh, Empire, they've got a tough hill to climb here, they've got a really tough challenge. But like you say, great individual plays, sometimes what it takes to clutch out the round, and you just can't get away from that. You can't rely on it all the time, but it really does help when you've got a player like Shepard that's able to keep a cool head in that situation, get 2 kills, get the plant down, and then pick the final kill up on the diffuser. It certainly goes a long way as to helping your team and helps keep them in it, tying it up at 4 apiece.
Yeah, looking definitely very good for Empire now to try and move in here. And as you say, it's been all tied up, and we have already seen this situation before coming out of Clubhouse. Empire, I don't think they're looking as strong here on Coastline. They had a bit of a weak start coming out, and especially they had a weak start coming out in their attack. And these rounds have been very, very, very close. I think Empire is still struggling, even though Coastline tends to be a very open map. They've tended to struggle getting early control here.
I don't think they want to rush the control all too much. You know, they've got quite a bit of time to be able to make some, you know, good drone work and figure out who's playing off-site. Being able to get the upstairs control at the halfway point of the round and be able to open up VIP. We've got Karzeka there on the sledge. He's going to be able to do some really good work there. Alfama there is going to be playing on to Cool Vibe stairs, just rotating down. He was obviously playing upstairs in Hooker, but he's choosing just to play his life, get back down onto the site. It's not a bad, you know, position for him to be in at the minute, but I'd very much preferred to see a Roma playing up there that they could then go and challenge onto Hooker, because as soon as you manage to push the defenders back down to the site from upstairs and then open up VIP, it really does become, you know, a bit of a field day for the attackers, or it can be, in terms of picking up those kills vertically.
Yeah, it definitely can be, and we do talk about vertical play quite a lot. When LeStream were attacking, that vertical play was used very well against them. And we already seen that vertical play coming into effect, because Empire do have now upstairs control, and having a sledge in that early can do very, very well on a kitchen service entrance. But oh no, not enough intel coming out from Joystick there. He will lose the fight against Alphaman. Aces takes down Shockwave as well. Now it's a 3v5, but we've seen a very similar situation come out before from Empire, and they still managed to bring it back. Scyther's still playing upstairs, but oh, the shotgun from Rise through the vertical play. He takes down one, but instantly gets traded out by Scyther. Now it's a 4v2. Not looking too good for Empire, but they still have the Dokkaebi on the board, they still have Lodge Bomb, they still have plenty of utility to move through here, and they're starting to get the intel as well. Drones are coming out, they know someone's still playing Sunrise as well on top of that, because Joystick died to them. So, Shepard going to move all the way in here, and just have Diffuser. Oh no, there's Maestro Camp! That's not good at all. He could put a Dokkaebi call out, but it's not really going to matter too much, and smokes are going to go through, but they know exactly where he is, and he still has all of his utility up. Scyther going to put it down, but no, Uno through the smoke gets one, and there we go, Shepard, unable to put the Diffuser down, will go down, and LeStream take round number 9, very well played from them. Especially great use of Maestro now, which I'm glad to see coming out from LeStream.
They're just so difficult to deal with, especially if you place them like behind a door or behind an entry point. You've then got to totally expose yourself to the defenders, where you're expecting them to be, like obviously in kitchen and further on, to be able to deal with it. There was just not a lot that the Dokkaebi was left to do there, and I think it all comes down to the picks that happened early on. The trade that Scyther got back down onto, I believe it was Rise playing downstairs, it almost just wasn't enough at that point. The control had been gained upstairs, but LeStream really didn't care. They were just saying, you know what, we'll give you the control upstairs, and we're then going to kill you through the holes that you're going to start making. Really good defensive kitchen, and like you say, it's getting a little bit closer, but LeStream are just edging it at the moment. They're only a couple of rounds away now, and they're really going to want to focus in. You can see Uno continuing his good form there with 12 kills. There's no stopping that man this evening, it seems.
Yeah, he's definitely put down the Uno as we're coming through into a round number 10. It's going to be Team Empire on a bit of a lost streak at the moment. LeStream looking very, very good for themselves so far. This defense has been looking pretty good for them so far, but we're going to go to a blue bar and Sunrise bar defense. If you remember, this was very weird for Empire as well, because when they went here, LeStream just kind of we just took it for free. They just got into kitchen, they got everything under their control. See LeStream are going to play against themselves a little bit and not let Empire get so much early control by castling out the kitchen window.
I think it was one of the quicker rounds that we saw. A lot of the action happened within the first minute, the second time that Empire chose to defend this site. LeStream really took the initiative, saw that the site was left pretty open. Only a couple of the defenders from Empire were playing on it, and they just were able to jump in and get the kills that they needed. So it was quite a quick round. There was a lot of initiative taken from LeStream, but it was a big risk, it was a big reward. That doesn't always work off. I think we're going to see Empire, you know, take their typical slower approach here. We've seen them slow down a little bit, and I think Empire can be a bit better when they work a little bit quicker paced. And I'm not sure if that's just something that they're struggling to deal with from LeStream, in that LeStream are doing a very good job of slowing them down on their pushes.
They definitely are. And Joystick is going to be able to get all the way in through Aquarium to be able to destroy the barbed wire and just hold it all down as you can. But Empire, again, they don't really have as much control as they really need, but Uno, despite that, is going to shut it all down. Shockwave goes down yet again so early, losing the hard breacher. How did Uno peek that out? Because I'm pretty sure he was on the roof.
I'm not sure, but Joystick's now aware of some sort of presence over in Theatre, but Uno's just going to be allowed to rotate all the way back through Hall of Fame and into VIP. And again, he's just, he's the unknown again. The attackers don't really seem to know where we are. He's got a castle barricade that he's actually going to take down, which is going to allow him a little bit of more visibility. He's aware that Joystick was last seen playing over in Luggage, and he's certainly going to be looking for that kill, but Joystick isn't aware that there's going to be a defender just led down the other side of the pool table. Ace is going to peek up. Joystick does manage to find his head, however. Joystick just making sure he's not going to get pushed from the back as well, as that's a pretty important kill at this point, because if they were to lose Joystick at this stage, I'd say that would be a round on the board for LeStream, but Hicks is going to go down. Shepard putting some good shots in. Hicks will get revived. He's definitely an operator that's worth reviving at this point. He's probably got 2 smoke grenades left in his pocket, and they're going to want to be getting deployed very soon as we enter the final minute. 2 quick kills there coming out from Empire, really shifting it into their favour. 4 versus 2 now, with only 50 seconds left on the clock. Shepard has the diffuser in hand. Joystick's going to drop the hatch and pick up a kill onto Hicks. All going to be down to Alfara as he picks up a quick double kill with 2 headshots back to back. 1 versus 2. This is very doable now for the Maestro with that clutch factor. Alder machine gun. All he's got to do now is find another couple of kills. He's got good information as to where the attackers of Empire are. The plant is going down. He's struggling really to get through the rotate hole, and the Dockerby calls are still ringing through. The plant does go down. Shepard closes things out, but that was nearly the round for LeStream. Nearly a very big round for them indeed.
Nearly a huge round, yeah, definitely coming out from them. Team Empire still going to keep up in terms of rounds, and now going to bring us to round number 11 with 5 apiece, so all tied up still. This is, I really can't call this in terms of balance of power, because both of these teams, there's been so many close rounds and so many 1vx's already. I really can't call this at all. Both teams are looking really strong. I don't even think it's in terms of like big mistakes coming out. It's just time management from both sides.
A little bit of time management, a few good individual plays. We're nearly at the end of this game now. We've nearly seen Coastline to completion. We're at 5-5. What are you thinking if you're Vitality? I don't want to dwell on the next match all too much, because I think there's still a lot to be said about here, but if you're Vitality, you've got to be looking and going, whichever one of these teams we go up against tonight, they're going to give us a really good battle, because this has just been so close.
You know what's funny? Because I've been saying how LeStream and Empire have been playing very, very similar around their fraggers of Uno, Joystick, and Scyther. I think that Vitality kind of play the same way, a little bit passively more so, but they definitely play around BB quite a lot, and I think that's definitely going to come into a factor. But yeah, if I was Vitality right now and I'm looking at this matchup and I'm looking at how Joystick is playing, I'd be very, very scared of him right now if he did come down. Or, even if I'm looking at LeStream, I'd be pretty scared of Uno, especially with the amount of clutching that Uno's been able to do and the amount of just insane frags. Like Uno, I think he peeked from the VIP hole up onto the roof while Shockwave is trying to get the billiards wall open as Havana. If he's doing things like that, and he's that confident on the mute MP5, imagine what he can do on the Nash. And we've already seen what he can do on the Nash.
It was even the Valk MPX, and he got the kill in the same situation. So yeah, like you say, a lot of clutch. What is this about? Shepard picking up a very, very early kill there onto the Jaeger. That's a really big loss, surely.
But why is Alphama there?
I think he's just trying to barricade the double window. It maybe got open for some reason. Joystick as well, going to pick up a kill onto Aces. This is the Empire that we're used to seeing at the end of games. They really, really step it up in these final couple of rounds, and they're going to want to close things out here. 2 kills within the first minute. It's standing them in very good stead to take this round.
Yeah,
definitely those drones are going to start coming out here. Empire looking pretty good already in a 5v3. But we still got Smoke up on the table, and we still got Pulse up on the table as well, and we still got Rise! Don't forget, with the double kill card, Zekker and Cypher going down. Oh my god, what just happened there? And now single-handedly, Rise has managed to even out the scoreboard into a 3v3. Joystick slowly pushing up and trying to take the gunfight against Hicks, and he doesn't win it because Uno from the other side will take him down. Hicks is actually going to get injured, but instantly revived out by Uno. And this is not looking too good for Team Empire all of a sudden, losing their really heavy advantage early on. This is not looking good at all. They still have plenty of utility on the board, and this is one of the only rounds they actually still have their hard breacher alive.
There's value in the hard breach. That's probably the best thing that the hard breacher can open in this scenario from VIP looking on into billiards. But like you say, to have a very early advantage of getting those 2 kills very early on within the first minute, it seems like a bit of a shame to then lose 2 to an SMG-11 and at such, obviously close range, I imagine. But Shepard going to be trying to pick up another kill here with Dockerby's DMR, and he's very, very close. But a couple of the defenders playing all around the Cool Vibe stairs. Shepard could actually plant at this point, and I think that's probably what he's going to try and go for. Surprised he's maybe not smoking off as much as, especially seeing as he's got 2 smokes left, maybe saving them for the post plant. But look at this time that's being wasted. In that time, Hicks has been able to pick up the kill onto Shock. Shepard is going to trade it straight back out. 2 versus 1. I think he could have got the plant down in that time because he's not got another logic bomb left. He's very conscious of the C4 kill that could come through from beneath, but in the form of a nitro, and there's intel in the site in the form of Evil Eyes. So although we've seen Shepard clutch up before, he's got a very difficult job ahead of him. He's going to actually go searching for the kills now with only 20 seconds left, vaulting in, just narrowly missing out on the kill onto the Pulse. That's CZ. No, oh! Shepard's going to pick up the kill onto Uno, and he's already got the down onto Rise.
Yeah, so he was playing around Vase, and Rise tried to pick it out, but he got downed on the cross. And then, yeah, he gets the kill there. And then all of that was about that he knows that he's down. He's just got to go down and he's got to get the kill. The Pulse is there. There were floors open so he couldn't go into the pool table and plant. And even if he did, Pulse doesn't even need to use a Pulse monitor because there was a Maestro come up. So, yeah, he had to go down and he had to get the kill. And that was really, really well played coming out from him. Shepard, again, with the clutch factor.
Second clutch on attacking rounds for Shepard on this map. He's really, he's really making that Dockerby do some good work, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. The CZ as well is not really that normally of a popular sidearm coming out because it's normally the SMG-12, which we saw from Aces, and you got a 3K in the very first round as well, don't forget, with the Dockerby. So, yeah, looking really good for Empire to move on to match point, but LeStream could very easily take us to overtime right now.
And we've seen them defending Kitchen before. They defended Kitchen successfully back a couple of rounds ago in round 9. So, yeah, like you say, there's certainly no reason why we couldn't go to an overtime. We saw a different Empire coming out, getting 2 early kills there. I'm not sure if that was initiative and, on the team of Empire for getting those kills, or if it was LeStream maybe just being a little bit sloppy. I think trying to barricade the double window in Billiards at that point as Jaeger, probably not the best idea. You're going to get punished for it. But then, Empire kind of threw that all away when they lost 2 kills quickly of their own. So I'm not sure if we're going to see Empire maybe come out a little bit differently here. Top floor control last time really didn't work out all too well for them, as they just ended up getting killed through the angle from below. I'd like to see where this push is going to come from, because I feel like it needs to be a little bit different to what happened last time, because it just really didn't work for them.
No, it didn't work out for them at all, but we'll see how this goes down. And I still can't call it. This is so insanely close. But we'll see. Calls should start to come out here slowly from Empire, as they do start to drone out the upstairs area. But I'm looking at the lineups for both teams, and no one has really changed anything about these lineups. There's been some variation coming up from LeStream, but from Empire, they're just kind of taking the same operator lineup, slowly changing out Shepard between the IQ and the Dockerby. I think that's mainly because the Capital ban has come into effect here, because he was playing a lot of Capital in Clubhouse. But other than that, Empire just kind of just make it work. And I think that a lot of top-tier teams have been doing that a lot more recently.
It shows the being comfortable in a role, and like you say, they really have been making things work quite well. You can see an early Dockerby call is going to come through, which is going to allow a little bit of control of VIP, as Karzeka is able there to just open up some of the floor and start peeking on in. The kill is going to come out, or a down, should I say, from Joystick onto Aces, as Scyther is going to be the other side of the Penthouse, ready to push, but it does look as though we're going to see Uno dropping the hatch, but Shock is there to get the cross. That was a 3-way cross there set up by Empire. Joystick is going to pick up another kill. And again, 3 kills within the first half of the round. Hicks and Rise now, they're the last 2 on the board for LeStream. Rise is going to find one onto Shock, as that makes it 4 versus 2. Minute 15 left. Upstairs control hasn't quite been gained yet, because we still have Hicks playing upstairs on the Maestro with the LMG. Not ideal for him though, as he is going to be quite heavy and loud, but he is going to pick up the kill onto an unsuspecting Joystick. Is this falling back in the favour of LeStream?
It could do, but their positioning isn't the best right now. Empire could start to move up. Hicks is going for the pre-fires. They know exactly where he is right now. Oh my god, Hicks takes down Karzeka, but he's the last one remaining. He doesn't get the pistol kill, and it's all down to Hicks versus Shepard. Again, Shepard in a 1vx situation, but this time it's a 1v1. He's in a post plant. Hicks will drop the hatch. He'll try to move in. He should have intel on the site as to where Shepard has gone. He'll try to push up. He still has the Maestro cam up, so he knows that Shepard has started to rotate out, and he'll go for the defuse. He's trying to just stick it. He's trying to bait out the peak, but Shepard is not brave enough yet. He's not stupid enough either. He's going to hold it down and see what he can do. Hicks is trying to peek out desperately to find this kill onto Shepard, who's just hiding away from him. He's going to run out all the way. He can't find him, and he's run out of time, and Hicks does get dinked in the ass right there. Shepard not looking too good at all. But yeah, he just has a great position, and CZ takes him down. Shepard takes round number 12 single-handedly for Team Empire there right at the end. And there we go, this could be GG well played coming out. Team Empire will take the series 2-0. Beautiful coming out from Team Empire. LeStream with a great effort there.
As LeStream, you really can't be disappointed with that performance. You know, they really took him down to the wire there on Coastline, and it wasn't that LeStream lost that. I think that Empire really took a lot of initiative and won it. There was not all too many mistakes coming out from LeStream there. You can see there Uno Master picking up 14 kills, Hicks as well picking up 10. So they certainly did their fair share of getting the kills, and they did a really good job of being able to work well as a team. We came out of that first phase 3-3. And you know, the trend continued from there. It was only in the final 3 rounds where Empire really picked it up and picked up 3 on the bounce, and that was partly down to Shepard.
Yeah,
what about those clutches?
I mean, yeah, there was really good clutches coming out from Shepard. That was definitely helped by the intel coming out from Empire, because you know, they had drones on the site and they knew exactly where the members of LeStream was, and that was how they were able to bring in such an early lead in 5v2. But they lost a lot of operators as well, to the fact that they just lost track of them as well. And they had people returning onto the roam. And Rise made his way all the way up. He did a great job there. I just want to say as well, Uno across that entire series dropped 29 kills. That is insane.
If you're Vitality, you're going to be looking at this and you're going to be worrying about going up against Uno now, because as a team, LeStream are really operating now. You can't really ask for a better warm-up than a best-of-3 series with Empire, who are going through and, you know, performing very well lately, and they're continuing that form. So you really can't ask for a better warm-up as LeStream looking toward Vitality now. I think that LeStream are going to be fairly confident, but, you know, Empire are going to take that first spot for EU, that all-important spot to the Invitationals, and very well played to them indeed.
Yeah, very well played to them as well. So, a big congratulations to Team Empire, who will take the series 2-0, and they will be going to Invitational next month. So, there we go. We're going to have an interview in just a few moments with one of the members of Team Empire. We're just waiting on that to be all sorted out. But before then, yeah, just a big congratulations to Team Empire. I've been casting those guys for a very long time, back when they were known as Identity, so long ago, and you know, you casted them as well back in CCS Season 3. So, you know, we're both glad. We have a very good personal relationship with Team Empire, and we're so glad to be seeing them at Montreal next month. Hopefully they have a good showing there as well, and they'll definitely be one of the strongest European teams. So, yeah, and you know, if we look through their record as well, what we were mentioning, they've been one of the strongest teams in Europe for a decent amount of time now.
Yeah, they've really established themselves quite well, and they've come in and they've had with the tournaments and the competitions and the games that they have played, they've had a very good showing early on, and they've really come out and they've stamped down that, you know, we're here to play and we're here to do quite well. This has been no different for them. They've done very well throughout the qualifiers, and I think that LeStream probably gave them the closest run for the money that they've seen so far in the qualifiers. That's definitely fair to say. That Coastline, I can't stress how much it could have gone either way. I was really expecting to see a third map between those two teams tonight, and it just really comes down to you just can't get away from the clutches from Shepard to pick up a 3k clutch, plant the diffuser, and get 3 kills. And then all 3 of them really, he picked up 3 clutches, and all of them were, you know, brilliant in their own ways, and it really attributed to Empire being able to come out with that victory there. So great individual play.
Yeah, there was a lot of clutches coming through both ways. Don't forget, Uno also had a 4K of his own as well on the dock when they were defending Billiards, and he just torn them apart there. And I kind of mentioned on that, if he hadn't been playing the dock, they probably would have lost that round if he'd been playing the Rook instead. So I mean, some people can really underutilize Doc, and I think they kind of just put him off as one of those fragging operators, but that's kind of one of the very rare opportunities that his utility is actually used to save the round completely.
Yeah, and it tends to come up against, when you're coming up against grenades, that tends to be one of the main sort of worries of any doc that's going to be playing, is you're going to be taking the stim pistols so that you can juice yourself up after being downed by a nade. And that's why you see docs actually overhealing as well, because they're not going to want to lose too many hit points so that they're going to die to that grenade as well. So it's all sort of playing into each other. And like you say, where he played over in Hooker, looking through into billiards with the reinforced wall and the peaks either side, that was a really important round. Picked up the 4K. And it was rounds like that that really made it look like LeStream were going to be doing something.
Yeah, definitely. I was kind of surprised that we didn't see an ace that series.
We got close, didn't we?
We got
very
close. We got
close.
insanely close to aces coming through, considering that aces was playing.
Yeah. I think Uno was the closest with the 4K, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But yeah, I'm not sure it was on LeStream that sort of stole that ace away from him, if you will. But I don't think that they'll be too disappointed in that.
Yeah, no, I don't think they will be too disappointed. Great series coming out, but Clubhouse and Coastline, we won't see Consulate, unfortunately, coming out from them. I'll be honest, I really wanted to see Bank at some point. I really hope that either Vitality or LeStream pick that up, because LeStream have been doing pretty well on Bank so far.
It does, well, I'm not sure. I think there's a good chance that we could see a Bank tonight, purely because of Vitality. They've played Bank quite a few times and they've been very successful on it.
Sure.
So it does depend on how the operator bans go. I imagine that if LeStream don't use their first ban onto Bank, that Vitality will pick Bank. I think that's how it could go, because obviously it's bam bam, pick pick. So if LeStream want to try and remove Bank from the equation and they think, okay, Vitality played it 3 times, they won it 3 times, we're going to take that out of the picture. Vitality have still got Oregon that they've played 3 times and done very well on 3 times. So Vitality are almost in quite a powerful position here, because they've got a map that they're obviously very comfortable on at this point. The flip side of that is that there is going to be a lot of information out there on them. There's going to be some VODs that LeStream can go and review. But obviously there's not a lot of time in between these games, and I don't think LeStream will have been going in against Empire to lose. The way that they came out and the way that they played, they were definitely in it to win it. So it'll be interesting to see where the prep work has gone there.
Yeah, it will be, but it looks like we are just about ready to get into our interview, and we'll see how exactly that's going to go down, and we'll have some good questions coming out from the members from Team Empire, and hopefully we're going to get into that sooner rather than later. Maybe not just yet. Okay, so we will see exactly how it's going to go down. We'll see the interview coming through from Team Empire. But, you know, we've had some pretty good performances coming out from Empire, and they are going to make it back to the Invitational. LeStream are going to have another opportunity, as we just mentioned. They are going to be against Vitality coming through.
Do you think that the Empire house right now is just absolutely mental, and these guys are just so excited that they've made it, that someone's just trying to get somebody on a chair to say, look, you need to sit there, you need to answer some questions.
You need to answer some questions. Come on, get an interview right now.
The fans really want to hear from you, but no, I'm sure that they're really pleased, and you know, you can't not be, so I think we're ready to jump into that now.
We are finally ready to get into an interview here with Joystick, the fragging man himself. Well done, Joystick. You must be feeling pretty good there. How are the boys feeling?
Yeah, these 2 matches was awesome. It's 7-5, 7-5. It was pretty close, and I'm really proud of my team. They are the best.
You had some pretty good clutches coming through from Shepard in particular. How does that normally work out? Is it more relying on the intel? Is he confident that he's going to win those rounds? How is the team mentality around those plays?
He is just the best clutcher, so we trust him. He clutch every round, most of the rounds. Okay, not every, but he's really beast.
You had quite a few duels early on with Uno. What do you think about him as a player? What do you think about how that normally went down? I kind of theorize that you guys kind of play very heavily around your fragger, and that LeStream tend to do the same thing as well. Do you think you have a very similar playstyle to each other?
Yeah, I think we have really similar playstyle. He is the fragger. He frags in these matches really well. He have many really good kills through the walls. He killed me like 3 times. It was good. He's really good.
Yeah, well, you actually dropped 26 kills across that entire series, and Uno dropped 29. Are you surprised by those stats?
He is better Ash than me, so...
There you go. Sometimes it just doesn't work out in your way. What was your mentality going into the series? What was going into the matchup? Were you feeling confident? What kind of prep did you do going into against LeStream?
We just know that we can win because it's the team that go together not very much time. I don't know how to say. They play like 2 months or maybe 3 together.
Yep.
They have really good aim. They don't have really super good strats. They just go push together and kill many guys on site or maybe roam. They clear really fast everything because they have good communication and good aim. So we know that we have such a good aim and we can kill them. We can outplay them. So it was 50-50 game. It really it was close.
There was quite a few rounds, especially in Clubhouse, that you were really running out of time, but despite that, you were still keeping it together and you were still winning consistent gunfights, and you did manage to bring it back quite a number of times. What's the kind of mentality when you get in that situation? Are you really that worried about time management?
I really don't remember every round on club, so I don't know.
So generally, when you're in that last minute, are you thinking more about what control you do have? Is there any kind of times where you feel like people aren't really in it because you've lost so much time? Do they ever throw it away, or do you always push through and make sure you can try and secure the round?
Yes. I want to push and help my team from behind, but one time I really lost round because I need to hold blue, but it was my fault that I go push upstairs. So I don't know what to say.
Is there anything you want to say to your fans and your opponents coming through here? Anything you want to say to anyone who's going to be meeting you at the Invitational?
Yeah, everyone, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. It was really a good best of 3 series. And LeStream, wish you good luck in the next match. So, GG, boys.
Good game, well played indeed. Looks like we all have time for in that interview. Looks like we should be